Welcome to day 3. It's been an amazing 3 days so far. I am super excited to have everyone here. I am so excited. If you're excited, drop your favorite emoji. React with your favorite emoji if you're excited to be here today. Yay! How's it been? How's it been? Day 1, day 2. How's it been so far? You guys, the momentum is dying down. Momentum is supposed to be going up, not going down. You guys, it's supposed to be going up, going up. The fire is supposed to be going up, going up, going up. Hi, Peace. Hi, PBA. Hi, Esther. Hi. Hi, Sparkly. Good evening. Welcome. Amazing. Good to have everybody here again today. Today is day 3. Today is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Happy birthday, Peace Ace. Today is my friend's birthday, Peace Ace. I wish you long life and prosperity. And she's live here on the call. I'm super excited for another beautiful year in your life. Peace has been a dear friend to me, and I want to appreciate her today here on this call. I want to thank God for your life. Thank God for another beautiful year. Adding another beautiful year, and I pray that all your dreams are going to come through for you. God is going to come through for you in the name of Jesus. Amen. Thank you, everybody. Please help me wish Peace Ace a happy birthday. Yay. Thank you, everybody. So Piria is saying that Piria says it has been an insightful session so far. So good to have everybody here. See, the thing is, our speaker is already on standby, ready to come on live. Our speaker is on fire. Hey, go and drag your conference besties. Everybody, where is your conference besties? Go and drag them. Go and drag them. Yes, I like Priya and Comfort. Priya and Comfort, they are here already. Jessica Prime. Oh, I'm going to give you the award today. You're here. Welcome, everybody. I see everybody here. Go and drag your conference bestie by their wigs and bring them here right now. Right now. There is no time to waste. Yes, Esther is here. I've seen Esther Okoribe here at the very beginning. Yes. So while we are going to drag our besties, I want the number here to double. So if you are here, go and bring your bestie. If your bestie is not here, all right, go and drag them by their wigs and bring them here, because today's session is going to be very insightful. While you are doing that, we want to choose a class captain for today. We want to also choose a class captain for today. So if you want to volunteer yourself to be a class captain for today's session, just say me or say I volunteer, and you are going to automatically be the class captain for today's session. Let's go. Remember, your role as a class captain is to keep the comment section bubbling. Your role is to highlight what the speaker is saying or the conversations in the panel session. I noticed that during the panel sessions, the conversation is always very very dry. I don't know. So our captain is going to do better today and make the conversation hyper during the panel session and other sessions of the conference. Hi, Nini. International Nini. Okay. Intentional. So intentional Nini is our captain for today. She's our captain for today. Congratulations. Yes, drag them by their skull if they don't have wigs. If they are on abolo, please drag them by their skull. So intentional Nini, I'm going to make you the moderator on YouTube right now. Congratulations, you're going to be our class captain today. Please help us push it very well. Help us make the comment section bubbling. Let everybody know that something is going on here today. All right, let people know that something is happening here. So I'm going to make you a moderator now, and then we'll move on with what we are doing. Add as moderator. All right, so you're now a moderator here, and now we can move on. Okay. All right. Our class captain for today is intentional Nini. So get to work, intentional Nini. Everybody else, go and drag your stuff by weeks. So I want to also bring some people up today. So if you would like to come on camera with me, just to I want to get to know you. Let's meet you. Come and introduce yourself to your people in the conference. So I need like 2-3 people to come on camera. The link is already in the caption, in the comments. So I need 2-3 people to come in the camera in the next 10 minutes before we bring up our speaker. Our speaker is already in the house. Yeah, in the building. Drum roll. Our speaker is in the building, but I want to bring up 1 or 2 persons from the audience to the stage. I want to bring you guys up to the stage. Come and introduce yourself. Come and sell your markets on the live stage. I'll count to 5, and if nobody joins, we'll move on to the next thing on the agenda. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, and nobody's joining. 4.5. That's how we used to do in my house then. 4/4. 3.5 and 4/4 half. And gone. All right, so nobody wants to come online. Nobody wants to come on camera. All right, no one. Let's move on to the next on the agenda. We're going to play our usual game before since nobody is coming up. So let's play a game. Let's play our game. If you're ready, type ready. Type ready in the comments. 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 Type ready. Why are you sleeping today? What's going on here? I don't need this energy. Please. I don't need this energy here. All right. So if you were food, if your business was a food, what food would it be and why? If your business was a food, what food would it be and why? Okay, my own is going to be, if my business was a food, well, I don't really like food, but I like salad. And because I like salad, and maybe chicken. I think chicken, salad, yeah, that's my favorite kind of thing to eat. I would choose salad. And why I would choose salad is because salad is is made of fresh and healthy vegetables. And aside that, there are so many variety of things that makes up salad, like the different kind of vegetables, different kind of fruits that makes up salad. So inclusivity is one of my brand values, and that would be one reason why I would choose salad. Yeah. So if your business is a food, what was a food, not is, yeah. If your business was a food, what food would it be and why? If your business was a food, what food would it be and why? Let's go, guys. Let's go. Hey. While we are playing the game, if you don't have a conference bestie, please select a bestie from the comments. Okay. Priya says, it will be pounded yam and ogbono soup. Oh my God, that threw me off balance. Difficult and handle, but very rewarding and filling. Oh my God, you're making ogbono. Oh my God, it's ogbono soup. Okay, I think I love this. Difficult to make and handle, but very rewarding and filling. Piece A says, wow, the salad explanation makes a lot of sense. I know, right? Oh yeah, everybody else, if your business was a food, what food would it be and why? What food would it be? Don't just tell me it will be rice. Why did you choose rice? Oh yeah. No dulling moments in this place. All right, we have 5 more minutes to do this and then we move on. Let's go, guys. Let's not sleep here. All right. Who else is dropping their comment? Somebody said jollof rice. Okay, say jollof rice because it shows others how it's done. I'm kind of confused. Jollof rice because it shows others how it is done. I think I will need a little bit of explanation. This your brand messaging is very hard. Now, you might be finding this as a game and just be laughing about it, but if you look at it from another angle, you can see it from as how you think, how you process things. You know, how you think, how you process things, and how you're able to simplify things for people to get, right? You can see it from that angle as well. So don't just see it as a game. So you should play. Somebody said plantain because it can be used to make different recipes. That's true. Plantain can make dodo, it can make plantain chips, it can make in my village, there's something we call ukodo. Is yam pepper soup with plantain. We eat it with red oil, we dip it in red oil, and so plantain can really do a lot. A lot. They can even use plantain this thing to make amala self. Wow, that's really nice. There's also plantain pounded yam. This poundo plantain. Yeah, that's a very I didn't think about that. Oh my god, people are so smart. Somebody said toasted chicken because it's attractive and irresistible. Yum. Okay. You guys are thinking out of the box, and I love it. They say toasted chicken. Is toasted chicken attractive and irresistible? Ukodo, yes. So ukodo is my native food. If you are from Delta Orobo, you know what I'm saying. It's very, very sweet. Now I feel like eating ukodo. Oh my god, how many food do I want to eat? I feel like eating ogbono. I feel like eating ukodo. What is this? What is this? All right, so 3 more minutes. Anybody else want to share what food their business would be? Okay, somebody said, if my business was a food, it would be my river's native soup because it has lots of seafood, orishi. It's highly sought after, and my business is for people it's for sophisticated people. Wow. We shall get you. Intentional Nini, we get you. We get it. Okay. What's the name of this native soup? Intentional Nini. Has seafood. Wow. Nice. What's the name of this soup? Caris Love say it will be noodles. Why did you choose noodles? It can be anything you decide. Pepper soup noodles, fried noodles, jollof noodles, you name it. This means it solves different cravings problem. It's quick to prepare, speed. Hey, see Rema. Hey, see Rema. You guys are on fire. Oh my God, what's this? How are you guys thinking of all these things? There's so many creative people here today. And I really love it for you guys. Like, what? My goodness. Okay, so it's called River State Native Soup. Oh, wow. That's really nice. In my own village, all the soup has their own name. Yeah, not English name. They have native names. Like we have Ukodo, we have Ehia, we have Emwigari. Like Emwigari now is egusi soup. In my language. Emwigari, what's banga soup again? Oh, God, don't forget. I've forgotten. But yeah. Every soup in my village has its own native name. But yeah, that's really good. Thank you everybody so much for the input, right? So in the next 2 minutes, I'm going to bring up our speaker. But before then, let's get to know our speaker before I bring her up. All right.
The growth businesses seek can be found in the connections they often overlook.
You know how small businesses are struggling in this era of overcrowded markets, increased business expenses, and decreased customer spending? How they are constantly wondering how to increase their brand awareness, stand out from the competition, and get customers to trust and buy from them, all whilst maximizing their budget? Well, basically, what YAI does is to look at all the steps in each of their desires, analyze data and trends, and suggest proven and tailored business strategies they can use to achieve their desires faster, uniquely, and less expensively. Meet our guest speaker, YAI, the business strategist, launch expert, and your brand storyteller. Yai will be bringing her knowledge of business strategy, launching, and storytelling to the G.R.O.W conference to show you how to build a winning business using storytelling. There is so much to learn and take away from this event, and you also stand a chance to get the free access to Yai's offer in the Raffle draw. So missing out is not an
Hi, Yai. Welcome
Hey!
to the conference.
I feel so special. I was like, who's that? Who's that they're speaking about? Is that me?
That's you. Welcome. Our brand strategies, brand storyteller, launch expert. Oh my God. Hey, I'm so honored to have you, ma'am. You're welcome to the stage. I'm very honored to have you, ma'am. I can't wait to learn from you. And everybody here can't wait to learn from you. We are so
Thank
excited
you.
to have you. Welcome to the G.R.O.W conference.
Thank
So
you.
everybody, please show some love to Ya in the comments. Show Ya some love. So what's going on here? You people are just sleeping. Is it too cold? I know it rained here today. Show some love to Ya, everybody. Show Ya some love before we get started. All right. So let's get started. I am going to just display the title of today's session, and
Okay.
I'm going to give it up for Yai to take over from there. I can see everybody bubbling in the comment now. Yeah, so Yai, I'm going to hand over to you to take over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So thank you guys. Thank you, Digital Creator Chick. Thank you to the panel. Thank you to the moderators, to the speakers who showed up to share their knowledge, And to you guys, thank you for showing up for your businesses or your personal brands. So I want you guys to give yourself a round of applause. Thank you for showing up. It takes a lot. I understand everybody's busy, but you guys showed up today for yourself and your brand. So I want you guys to know. Do a round of applause for yourselves, okay? So there's something that sorry, give me one sec. Just give me one sec. So there's something that my video introduction said that was very interesting. So my video introduction, if you heard it properly, it said a very interesting statement, right? It said that I analyze data and trends, and then I suggest proven and tailored strategies, right? That's what my introduction video said. So now I'm going to stick to that same formula, okay? Because before I came onto this conference, I analyzed some data and I analyzed some trends, and there's something that I want you to note down today, okay? So I want you guys to take out your notebooks and your pens for this one, and I want you to remember one statement. So I'm going to give you guys a few seconds to take out your notebooks and your pens, and I want you to remember something, because this is something that I've analyzed, I've looked at properly, and I want you to know this. It's imperative that you know this, right? So this is what I want you to know. If you do not learn how to tell better stories for your brand, you'll be left behind, okay? So let me repeat that. If you do not learn how to tell better stories for your brand, you will be left behind, okay? And I'll tell you why. So I'm going to tell you why using 3 points, okay? I'm going to tell you why using 3 points. Let's look at the first one, okay? So firstly, statistics have shown that young Africans are facing a lot of challenges and a lot of distress due to financial and societal pressures, okay? So I believe the data is about 70%, if I'm not mistaken, okay? And the data of 70% or more is the reason why more than ever, we now live in a dopamine-induced society, okay? So what is dopamine? Dopamine is a chemical that's released on the brain and it makes you feel good, okay? So when these people, remember, young Africans, which I believe most of us are targeting, so when these people who are facing challenges and they're distressed, when they come to your page, they are your target audience and your customers. When they come to your page or when they log into social media in general, they want to feel good. In those minutes and those hours that they are logged on, they want to feel good. They want to forget about all these challenges. They want to forget about all this stress and all of these financial and societal pressures that they are going through. They just want to feel good, okay? And what helps them with that? Great storytelling. And I'll tell you how, okay? When somebody hears a story that has a hook, a twist, a cliffhanger, or a plot twist, so they know that, there's a beginning, there's a middle, and there's an ending. When somebody hears that, it releases dopamine in their brains. And this makes them feel more happy, it makes them feel motivated, and it makes them feel more focused, okay? This is why dopamine-induced TikTok, that's what I like to call it. This is why dopamine-induced TikTok grew so fast. This is why when you come onto Instagram, if you compare a skit page and an educational page, you will see that the skit page will grow faster than an educational page because it has storytelling into it. There's a beginning, there's a middle, there's an ending, there's a plot twist. We are waiting to see what's going to happen. As soon as they hook us, we're waiting to see what's going to happen, right? This is why also, if you notice recently, Instagram keeps releasing dopamine-induced features, like the meme comments. I use that now a lot. So every time somebody posts something, I'll comment with a meme. A meme is just a few seconds and it has a beginning, a middle, at the end. When you look at the meme, you will know exactly what I'm trying to say about how I feel about that piece of content without even saying anything. That's storytelling. And also, if you notice the new super personalized explore page, every time that I click something that I like, I notice Instagram will keep repeating that same type of content or that same brand, to me, or a similar content, right? So that's the one reason. That's the first reason that if you do not learn how to tell better stories for your brand, you will be left behind, okay? Now let's move on to the second reason. The second reason that if you do not learn how to tell better stories for your brand, you'll be left behind is the rise of artificial intelligence, AI, okay? If we like it or not, if we want to embrace it or not, AI is going to be writing most of the content we will see going forward. It's nothing personal to content writers. It's just business. Because AI is faster, AI is cheaper. So businesses look at ways that they will make profit. So AI is something that's going to be writing most of the content, if not 90% of the content we're going to see online going forward is going to be written by AI, okay? But now, what happens when AI starts writing majority of the content online? What happens? What do you think will happen? I'll tell you what I think will happen, or what I know will happen. Content is going to start looking like fast food, okay? Mass produced so much that it stops being nutritious. You know how fast food is. Fast food is like a factory. I know this because I used to be a general manager at a fast food. It's like a factory. Everything looks the same. It's being made, the food looks the same, and it's pushed, and people are buying and buying and buying, and everything is mass produced. It's so mass produced that it stops being nutritious. It's not cooked with care. It's not cooked with love. It's just mass produced, right? So now, how do you stand out from this mass produced fast food content where everybody's content is going to start looking the same because of AI? You're going to stand out by becoming a highly nutritious, fine dining restaurant through storytelling, okay? And how you're going to do that is because stories are unique to you. Your stories are unique to you. Your observations, everything that you're going to tell about storytelling is going to be unique to you. It cannot be mass produced. AI cannot mass produce your stories that you've gone through. These are your own personal experiences. I believe, Digital Creator Chick, Joseph Dawn, the two people who spoke earlier on have said the same thing. All the games that Locke is asking you to play, if your brand was a food, what will it be? If your brand was an animal, what will it be? I saw yesterday people were saying, oh, if my brand was a color, it would be blue because it means the different experiences. We're talking about the same color, we're talking about the same thing, but people are telling it differently. That's how your stories are going to be unique to you. They cannot be mass produced. That's the only way that you will be able to stand out and sell more, because you have something that's unique to you, where your customers are logging on, they're saying the same thing. They need something different that will hook them in and release that dopamine, right? And this leads me to my last point of why, if you do not learn how to tell better stories, you'll be left behind, okay? So the last point is that stories sell. Storytelling is the most powerful selling tool of all time. And I have a case study that will demonstrate exactly that, okay? You may have heard this story before, okay? I want you to look at the screen. Look at the screen on the left and look at these items that are on the screen. Don't read the text. I just want you to look at these items, okay? So when you look at these items, what do you see? What is something that you see in these items that I've displayed for you on the text, okay? I'll tell you what they are. These items are normal thrift items. What does thrift means? It means that somebody has owned this item before. They are pre-owned and pre-loved by somebody else, and they are there. Somebody owned this before, and it's just right there. They're thrift items, nothing special. We see a cup, we see a piggy bank, we see a book, we see all of that. There's nothing special about these items, okay? But let me tell you the case study behind these items. So these were items bought on eBay by a New York Times Magazine journalist. His name is Rob Walker, okay? So he bought 200 items in total, and they cost about $197. So about $1 average each, okay? That's what he bought them for. So what Rob did is that he called 200 authors. He called 200 authors and he asked them to write a story to each object. Pick an object and write a story to it, okay? Remember, Rob bought these items from eBay, okay? He bought the items from eBay. He called 200 authors and he asked them to write a story to each object. He now went to the same eBay that he brought the items from for $1 each average. Remember that. He put these same items there to resell them, okay? But now he added a story to each description. So when you list a product on eBay, you have the description. He added a story to each description. And I'll tell you what happened, okay? So an item that Rob bought for 99 cents, less than $1, he resold it for $62.95 with a story attached to it. And then when he finished selling all of these items that he bought for $197, remember that, he made nearly $8,000. $8,000 out of 197. What's the math on that? Somebody do the math on that. Do the percentage on that, okay? So why did Rob do this? He was doing an experiment because he wanted to determine, he's been hearing storytelling is the most powerful selling tool of all. Storytelling is the most powerful selling tool of all. He said, let me do the experiment and see if that is true. So this experiment, which you can check online, it's called the Significant Object Study. And he did that and he proved that right. Now, I know you must be thinking, but why is that? Why was he able to take an item that's $1, sell it for $62.95, bought items that were $197 and made $8,000 out of that? Why? What made it different? Obviously, he had the story, he added the stories to it. But what changed? Storytelling has the power to increase the perceived value of an item. And I'll tell you how. When people are watching a story or listening to a story that is good, they feel high levels of emotion. Remember dopamine that we talked about on point 1. They feel high level of emotion. And this emotion can be the excitement, it can be awe, they feel this high level of happiness. And when people feel high level of happiness, they become less objective and less critical about the price tag. Let's take it to real life. When people go to weddings or they go to naming ceremonies or they go to parties where there's high level of, excitement, everybody's dancing, you notice nobody starts thinking about the price. It's objective. Nobody's using logic. They're using emotions. You start spraying the money. You even take the money that you are meant to use to get an Uber at home. You start spending it. You are just happy. That's the same thing that happens when your customers come online and they see a story. If the story is really good, they will feel high level of emotions, right? And then they will start being less critical. They will start looking at less things. Oh, what is this? They will start becoming, less critical of the price. All they want to do is pay for that because you have made them feel good, okay? So I said I was going to give you 3 main points of why, if you do not learn how to tell better stories, you'll be left behind, okay? Now, I know you must be thinking, well, who are you? Who are you to tell me that if I don't tell better stories for my brand, I'll be left behind? Okay, you've said all of this, research of things that has happened to other people, things on eBay, AI, struggles and all of that. This is what the data says. But who are you? Who are you to tell me that? Okay, so my name is Yai. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Yai. And I would like to say that I'm a horrible marketer. I think, Lucky will tell you that. Digital Creator Chick will tell you when we met, I hated selling. I do not enjoy selling. Selling is not my thing. I'm not a hard seller. So because of that, I always say I'm a horrible, horrible marketer. But I'm a deep creative, okay? I'm a very deep creative, which means that I am a deep thinker, okay? And I'll tell you what I mean. That's the reason why I am here speaking with you today, but it's less about me. I'll tell you what I mean, okay? So in January 2022, okay, a young man came to me. He wanted to scale his elocution training business. He wanted to scale that by using content, to increase his leads. Now, this is important because if you know elocution, it's teaching people how to speak properly, how to be precise and all of these things. I say all of that to say it's not an exciting niche. It's one of those things that you will consider a boring niche. People don't wake up and say, oh, I'm excited on how to speak clearly and all of that. Most of us don't even pay attention to it, okay? So his brand was elocution training. That's what he does for people. And when he came to me, he had about 4,860 followers, and he was thinking of ways that he can grow. I worked with him, and then we used my story-based content strategy framework. And he went from 4,860 followers in February 2022 to 13,000 followers in June 2022. Okay, so that's in 3 months or so. And not only that, because we used one piece of content. I remember the day he went viral. I remember it vividly. It was a one piece of content, a single page content, but it was a story. It had a beginning, a middle, and an end. And people started resharing that. Big pages started sharing that, and then people started following his page. At the same time, he was also launching his program. Okay, he was, launching a course, a training to help people with elocution and speaking. Not only did his followers increase, but he exceeded his sales goals actually for the product that he was launching. And today, as I'm speaking to you now, he has over 100,000 followers for a boring niche, a niche that's not exciting. Okay, he used story-based content to grow that. That's number one. Number two is something that I call like an interesting problem. So in November 2022, which you can see on the left, a product-based business owner. And I want to put an emphasis on product-based, because product-based people usually don't know how to create content outside of their product. Okay, so she came to me, knocking on my door with a very interesting problem. She said, yeah, I am making sales. That's not my problem. But I feel a disconnect with my customers. Basically, they will just buy and leave. I was like, that's very interesting. And she was doing really well for herself, but she wanted a deeper connection with her audience. Why is that? Because she felt like if she had a deeper connection with her audience, they will advocate for her brand. They will be ambassadors for her brand. They will, they will stay and they will buy more, because we all know that it's cheaper to keep a customer than to try and go and get new ones. Okay, it's cheaper that way. So I worked with her and we developed a roadmap with an emphasis on storytelling. That was the main way she was going to use that to grow. Okay, and today, not only does she have an engaged audience on Instagram, she has also grown on TikTok in both followers and sales. And she now has a private community of over 300 women, okay? Using one single formula, storytelling, but not just any regular schmegular story. There are certain things that a story needs to have. It doesn't need to be something major, but I'm going to share that with you today. Not only am I going to share that with you today, I also give you a free resource that as soon as you finish this G.R.O.W conference today that I'm speaking, you can start telling your stories tonight, write it, and then post tomorrow. Because not only will I tell you how to generate story ideas endless, but also how to write them using templates that I've also pre-made for you. And I believe Digital Creative Chick will email that out to you. I've sent it to her and she will send that to you. So I say all of that to ask you this. I want to know, are you ready to learn how to leverage storytelling in marketing? Are you ready to learn how you can use storytelling techniques to build brand awareness, to generate leads, and to drive sales? I want to know, are you ready? Let me check the comments and see. Okay. I see Content Marketing Babe. I see International Nini. I see Mavis. Okay. You guys are ready? Let me know if you're ready. Let me feel that you are ready. Stories to really sell. Okay. Okay. Elvis, I see Comfort. Comfort says yes, we are ready. I see Francis. Francis says yes. I want to know, are you guys ready? Let me know that you are ready. Okay. So there are some certain things that I want you to know, okay? There's some certain things that I want you to know if you want to use storytelling to build brand awareness, to generate leads and drive your sales. There's something that I want you to know. You need to learn how to be a better storyteller, because my belief is that we are all storytellers. Every single day we wake up, we speak to our friends, we gossip, we talk about something. Gossip is considered storytelling, by the way. That's a fun fact. It's categorized under storytelling. Every single day we speak, as long as we are talking to another human being, we are storytelling. As long as we are typing something on our stories and coming on Instagram where we are storytelling. So I believe everybody is a storyteller. But what I want you to know that is that if you want to use storytelling to build brand awareness, to generate, leads and to drive sales, you need to know how to be a better storyteller, okay? A better storyteller, a better business storyteller. Let's put it at that. Because every day when we gossip and do all of these things, we are not necessarily, doing business storytelling. So here's what I mean, okay? Let's first understand what a great storyteller is, okay? So a great business storyteller is someone who can captivate, inspire, and connect with their audience on an emotional and intellectual level, okay? And that's important because there are some people who I believe we all have these similar experiences. There are some people's content who captivate you. Maybe it's the designs, maybe it's the way that they framed it, or the way that they write it. You're like, okay, I like that person, and that's it. You watch it, you go on with your business. Okay? There's some people's content who's like that for us. Maybe we don't even follow them, or maybe we are following them, but we don't even pay attention. Or when we see them on, the feed, we are like, oh, nice, they can write, or they have nice designs, and that's it. We go. There's some people's content who, like, they inspire us. We see them, we're like, oh, wow, they're doing really well. I'm inspired by them. But we don't feel anything for them. We don't feel anything for their brand. We don't really care. We don't speak about them outside of Instagram. We wouldn't recommend them if somebody asks and says, oh, do you know someone who can do this? We don't really even think of them. The reason why that is because we don't connect with them. We are not connected to them or their brand. We're not connected to them on an emotional level or an intellectual level. So we don't connect with them. We may like their content, fine. They may inspire us, fine, but we are not connected to them. A great storyteller must be able to, you should be able to do both. You should be able to captivate your audience. You should be able to inspire your audience, and you should be able to connect with them on an emotional and intellectual level. For me personally, I would say the emotional level is even more important. Okay? There are some people that you connect with on an intellectual level, but you're like, okay, they're good, and that's it. But you don't connect with them on an emotional level. I was reading a study today, very interesting this morning. So I am subscribed to this scientific research, thing that sends me data on different things. And one of the interesting things that I read today is brands nowadays, before they pay micro-influencers. So micro-influencers are between 15,000 and 100,000 followers, right? 10,000 and 100,000 followers. Let me look at the data because it came straight to my email, right? So the data was saying that when brands pay these micro-influencers, before they pay these micro-influencers, they are now paying attention to something because there's data that these brands have behind the scenes that tells them that when influencers tell stories, like they're speaking to a friend, it connects with their audience more. But at the same time, if they use that same technique to sell a product, that's when it converts more. So before a brand pays you $10,000, $5,000, they obviously want to get their money back. But there's data that only them have, that I paid for to see, that they know that it's the influencers who talk to their audience through storytelling, like, they're speaking to a friend, that convert more. I think we've all seen this type of people. There are some people who, on top of my head, I would think of Lai Wasabi. Lai will be influencing for a brand, and his content will have so much engagement. I'll be like, what's going on here? because he infuses that in the storytelling. He has his liar has characters, which, you know, I've been studying him. He has characters. He has the lawyer, you know, he has the interviewer who works in the office. He has the teacher. He has different characters. And if you notice his content, you will notice that he has characters. The character will go through something, and then there's a lesson at the end. It doesn't have to be a big lesson, but there's always a lesson at the end. I even watched one today before I came on, and I was laughing. And there's one where he was advertising about a driver, but the storytelling, it's like even his comments, if you look at it, people keep saying, wow, I know this is the ad, but I'll still watch. Look at how you've talked about this, and we can't even feel it. Because we all know when you start selling to people, they start disengaging with your content, right? So you need to be able to connect to them on an emotional level, okay? And for you to do that as a great storyteller, there are some 3 important things that you must possess, okay? A great storyteller must possess 3 important things, okay? A great business storyteller. Let me clear that out. A great business storyteller must possess 3 important things, and I'll take you through each one, and I'll give you examples of how you can portray this, okay? You're here today, you're going to learn storytelling, okay? So the first thing is relevance. A great business storyteller must make their stories relevant to their audience and their purpose. They must tailor their stories to fit their audience's experiences, values, and interests. Okay? There's nothing worse than telling a story and your audience is like, okay, so what is in this for me? Your audience need to see themselves in your stories. The stories are about them. They're not about you. They're never about you. Even if you're talking about yourself, remember at the end, make it about them. It must be relevant to what they're going on. There's some things that I watch, I'm like, what does this have to do with me? I can't relate. So clearly, I'm not those people's target audience because they're not speaking to my experiences, they're not speaking to my values, and they're not speaking to my interests. I don't relate to that. So you need to be able to talk about stories that fit your audience's experiences, values, and interest. You need to be able to do that. That's the first character trait of a great storyteller, okay? The second one, I think it's obvious from what we've gone through, right? A great storyteller must have empathy. Okay, what does that mean? It means that you should put yourselves in the shoes of your audience, right? You must be able to convey your audience's feelings, their thoughts, and their motivations. You should be able to do that. And I was going to talk about audience, you know, how do you know all of these things that they're going through? But DCC covered that perfectly yesterday. So Lucky covered that perfectly yesterday. If you missed yesterday's session, you need to go back because she gave a very detailed and thorough way that you'll be able to know what your audiences are going through, okay? So you can go back to that. I won't spend time on that. But a great storyteller must be able to show empathy, right? You should be able to put yourselves in the shoes of your audience, and you should be able to convey these feelings. I'll tell you the stories that you can tell, you know, for that. But let's go through these points. So the final one, okay? What must a great storyteller be able to possess? Creativity. A great storyteller should use their imagination and originality to craft unique, engaging, and surprising stories. Oh my God. If you pay attention to the things that capture you, they're unique. They're things that you're not expecting. Every time that you watch a reel or video and there's a unexpected ending, see how you feel. Think of yourself. You're like, wow, I wasn't even thinking of it that way. Oh, wow, this is not the ending that I was hoping for. Every time you watch those videos, I watch them all the time where I was like, oh my God, this is not what I was expecting. Where they always say, wait till the end. I'm always waiting till the end to see what's going to happen. Then if it's something unexpected, I will laugh. I'll be like, these people are crazy or something. Then I'll go and check them more. Before you know it, I'm a fan. And that's just storytelling. They didn't come themselves to tell me, oh yeah, I'm this great person. They didn't come themselves and tell me, oh, this is all I've done for my business. It's just through that storytelling that I felt some emotion. Now I'm going to go look for them. Let's talk about movies, right? or shows. I don't know about you guys, but for me, when I watch a show that's so good, that's so well done, or a movie, next thing you know, I'll spend 3-4 hours of my life looking up the characters, looking up their lives, looking up their Instagram, checking their things. What are these people even up to? Like just recently, I was watching Young, Famous, and African, and I came out. I don't think I was feeling happy. I was feeling a different kind of emotion, but I still felt something that made me go and check. In fact, what are these people even up to? Let me check what Andeli is even up to, because Andeli is like my favorite character in there. So I was like, let me go and check what Andeli is up to. By the way, I have I'll send an email list about business lessons I learned from that. I have, thorough business lessons. But just think of ourselves. When something is original, engaging, and surprising, we are like, wow, we want to know more about these people. We want to learn more about them. Before you know it, you're a super fan of these people and their brands. That's what you want to be able to do. You should be able to take something that everybody is, looking at, but you come up with new ideas, perspectives, and twists, and make your story stand out, okay? So how do you do that? I cannot tell you that a great storyteller must be this and that and not show you how to do that. The best ways that you can show relevance, that you know what's going on in your audience's world or your customer's world or your potential customer's world, the best way that you can show empathy to show that you understand, what they are going through. And the best way that you can show creativity to your audience through your storytelling is through 3 main types of stories that you can tell a million of it without people even realizing. Okay, let's start with the first one. The first one is observations. Okay, so this is actually even really good for people who are here today who feel like, yeah, I don't have any interesting thing going on in my own world, or I don't have any stories to tell, or there's nothing that I want to share, or I don't even want to share my stories. Like, that's not what I want to do on this Instagram. That's fine. But you know what you have? Observations. All of us are always observing. We have opinions of everything. Even if we say it loudly, or even if we don't say it loudly, we have observations of everything that's going on. But here's the twist. Your observations should be things that are happening in the world of your customer, not just regular observations. They should be of things that are happening in the world of your customer. So this can be things like social media, mental health, finances, relationships, pop culture. What is happening in your customer's world that you are paying attention to right now? Social issues, technological issues, financial issues, economical issues. And how can you tell stories that will highlight that you understand things that are relevant to them? How can you bring it back to yourself and tell your observations of things that are happening, right? So when we get to the Q&A, you can tell me about your niche or ask me, yeah, I'm in this niche or this, what are observations, or this is what I've observed. How can I tell a story and relate it back, okay? But why is it important that you tell observations? When customers feel that you understand their struggles, they will also feel that you have the solution to those struggles. When people tell you that I understand what you're going through, you're like, okay, you understand what I'm going through, then that means you have solution to this. So by the time we are ready with this session, you should come out with at least 30 stories, okay? 30 stories that we can begin from, and then you can take it from there. So how do you tell these stories, these observations? This is what I want you to do, okay? I want you to list out, let's start with 5. Let's not make it complicated. Start with 5 social issues that are affecting your audience. List them down. List 5 financial issues that are affecting your audience. List 5 technical issues that are affecting your audience. Is it that they cannot use their cards? Is it that they cannot run Facebook ads? Whatever it is, write 5 technical issues. Write 5 economical issues that are affecting your audience. Everybody's experiences this cost of living. Over here, our bills are getting higher every day. Every time I see a letter come through, I'll just open and say, okay, somebody has increased, a bill for something, electricity, water, this, that, internet. I'm like, I'm tired. These are all of the issues. If somebody that I know right now made content, I believe somebody did, talking about, how our bills are increasing over here in the UK and how that will affect, my business going forward, how that will affect creating, how that will affect everything. I'm going to relate to that. That's what I'm going through right now. So what I want you to do is write 5 social issues. And what I've done is I've created like a workbook for you. It's free. Like I said, Digital Creator Chick will send it to you. Lucky will send it to you. You can check your emails after that. I've created a workbook that will allow you, the pictures right here, to list all of this down. But not only that, it will also show you how to write these stories. I break it all down, tell you here, write the hook. Okay, give a background of the story. What do you want your audience to learn? What's the call to action? I want to remind you, because the thing that I see with stories is that people can start a story, then we are excited, but then there's no middle. I'm like, where's the middle? But the one thing, the main mistake that people make is they will start a story, then there's a, beginning, there's a middle, you're excited, then there's no end. I'm like, okay, what did you want us to do? And the end doesn't have to be something extravagant, like I went from $100 to $3 million. No. It doesn't have to be all of that. The ending can just be something simple. Is it A from B? Did you learn that, oh my God, you shouldn't be checking your phone whilst you are on live because it will distract you? What did you learn? Or what do you want your audience to learn? There has to be an ending. So in this workbook, I remind you specifically, what do you want people to do with this story? What's the moral of this story? Even if it's a single line, remember to write them. And like I said, Lucky will send that to you. So list 5 social issues affecting your audience. List 5 financial issues that are affecting your audience. List 5 technical issues that are affecting your audience. List 5 economical issues that are affecting your audience. And start telling stories for each one of them. By the time you're done, you will have 20 stories, okay? So that's one. Let's now move on to the second type of stories that you can tell. These are experiences, okay? Experiences are things that you have gone through in the past or you're going through recently as it relates to what your customer may be going through. It's not just things you have gone through all willy-nilly, but it has to relate to what your customer may be going through. And like I said, watch Lucky's replay to see how she broke down how to know what your customers may be going through, okay? So experiences is very broad, so I want to break it down. Your experiences can be mistakes you've made. It can be struggles. It can be risks. You can tell stories around this to show your customers that you've been in their shoes. Remember, we talked about empathy. To be a great storyteller, you need to be able to show empathy. How do you show empathy? You show people that I've been there before. When you're going through something and you're telling it to somebody, notice who the people will gravitate towards. Every person that I call my mentor or my distant mentor is because they have shared something that they went through, that I'm currently going through, or I have been through before. It never, most of the times, it has less to do with their business information. Sometimes I'm like, I feel like what they know in business, I know that too. But it's the story of things that they have overcome that I am trying to overcome, that they share, that I'm like, oh, I love this person. You guys see me share about Donnie, because Donnie has shared so many things that she's gone through that I am currently going through, and I can relate to that. So think of the mistakes, the struggles, and the risks that you have gone through, that you can show your customers, I have been there before. And you don't have to come out of these stories to say, oh, I have been there before and now I'm this perfect person. No, you can just say I've been there before and I've learned this or I've learned that, right? So when you share these stories, these experiences, it increases relatability. People will be able to relate to you. At the same time, it increases credibility and trustworthiness. So this can help you generate leads and sales. There are some people that I just share little things on my Instagram stories. I was telling this to Lucky today. I was like, last week, I launched on a different platform. Like I did a quiet launch and I said, let me reward myself with TV. because I don't like watching too much TV. So I went to watch Young, Famous, and African. And all I did was just play around on my stories. I was like, oh, I'm watching this. Let's see what's happening. Then I just talked about the power of storytelling of Louise, this, and that. Somebody just replied and said, yeah, how much will it be to pay you for you to help me tell better stories? Because whatever that I highlighted with my experience there, even though I was playing around, is something that they can relate to. I'm speaking to somebody who's like, okay, this is something that I'm going through. And it wasn't even about me. It was about Louise. I was saying how Louise or Louise, whatever you pronounce it, told his story and everybody started liking him straight away. Maybe this person feel like if I tell my story, people will like me better. So they want to learn that. So share your experiences, even if you feel like this is trivial, share it. All a story needs to have is a beginning, middle, and an end. That's it. Share experiences, share mistakes, and all of that. So how can you tell these experiences, right? We'll be over soon. We have one last type of story, and then we'll be over soon. List 5 mistakes that you have made in your business journey. Start from the beginning. List 5 mistakes. It doesn't need to be something big, but list 5 mistakes that you have made. List 5 struggles that you have experienced in your business journey or in your journey in general, if you have a personal brand. List 5 risks that you've took in your business journey. We all take risks. We all do. Every single time for our businesses. List all of these things that, 5 mistakes, 5 struggles, and 5 risks. Start telling stories around that. And like I've said, I've created a workbook for you to make this easy for you to create. So 20 stories plus 15. We actually have 35 stories so far, and we are not even done, okay? 35 stories so far, okay? Let's now talk about the last one, okay? So this is for people who have your business, you've started it, you've gained some clients and stuff, because for observations and experiences, newbies can create that. If you've never had clients or if you don't have enough customers, share observations of your customers, the people that you want to attract, your potential customer story. Share your experiences. Those things have nothing to do with the business, the mistakes, the struggles, and all of that. So use that if you feel like I don't have these big stories to tell, or I don't have clients, or all of that, or I don't have enough customers, okay? But when it comes to journeys, this is for businesses or brands who have, you have a little bit of clients, you have started, you've got some customers as well. So journeys are journeys of people that you've helped and how. You are telling these stories to show your customers that you have the expertise and you have the experience to solve their problems, because we all know we want people who can solve our problems. I started this session with telling you what the research says about storytelling. Then I moved on to tell you who I've helped with storytelling. It was intentional. It was intentional because I wanted to show you that I have the experience and the expertise. If you notice, I started with observations. I told you about things I've observed with, Africans, young Africans, going through struggles and all of that. I've told you what I've observed with AI and it being fast food induced content. I've told you what I've observed with the eBay. That's something that I've read. Okay. So I've told you that. Then I shared my experience. Throughout this session, I've been sprinkling in my experience. I've told you about Young, Famous, African, how somebody contacted me because of that. Everything that I'm teaching you now is everything that I've done throughout this speech, throughout this session, right? And then I shared journeys. I told you about Sam. I told you about Glory. These are people that I've helped and how I helped them, okay? So this is what I want you to do. Share journeys of people you've helped and how. How did you do it? It always has to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Sam came to me because he wanted to, scale his elocution training. This is how I helped him. At the end, this is what we did. Okay? So how do you do that? List 5 people you've helped and how. Where were they before they met you? Okay? Where are they now that they have encountered you and your brand? And in this workbook, I show you, how exactly you can tell these stories, right? Okay. So that's it. List 5 people you've helped and how. Remember, talk about where they were before they met you. What did they want? How did you help them? And what's the ending? Okay. So those were the 3 different types. Remember, you have limitless observations. Limitless observations. I always say, like, oh my God, sometimes I'm like, why didn't I make my brand a personal brand? I think my brand will end up being a personal brand because I have so many things that I want to share. But because I boxed myself with content strategy, launching, sometimes I feel like, oh my God, I cannot talk about this. So if I had a personal brand, I'll be able to, because I have so many observations. All I do is observe. I'm always paying attention to A, B, C, D, what's going on. Every time somebody does that on their page, I'm like, no, my God, I want this job. I always send it to Victor and Lucky. I was saying, like, I want this job. I want like a job where I'm just sharing my observations, right? So I say all of that to say you have limitless observations as it relates to your customer, what they're going through, social issues, technological issues, financial issues. Like, share all of those. You have limitless experiences, since you were young to now. If you sit down and think about it properly and do deep thinking and deep work, you will know that you have limitless experiences. When it comes to journeys, okay, if you don't have customer journeys, share your own personal transformation journey. When you used your own product or your own formula and all of these things, how did it transform? Right now, I can tell a story from what I've experienced today. I can tell a story of, how I came up with this framework of how to tell better stories. Then I use that same framework to deliver a speech at the G.R.O.W conference. And this is the ending. At the end, I can track, how this has helped you guys. And this is, you can give me feedback and I can say, what's the lesson I've learned at the end. This is something I can do right now. So stories are everywhere. Share your experiences, share your journeys, share your personal transformations, right? Okay. So I know that I had 40 minutes, I believe. I hope I haven't overgone through my minutes, but I think Q&A will be at 7 o'clock. So I think I have time. Lucky, do I have time? So I started by saying,
You have about 5-10 minutes.
oh, perfect. Okay, before Q&A?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So I started by saying, if you do not learn how to tell better stories for your brand, you'll be left behind. That's what I said. But that's not going to happen to you if you've attended the G.R.O.W conference today, because nobody here will be left behind if you apply what I've shared today. So if you applied what I've shared today, you are not going to be left behind, okay? I am not here to sell to you. I have nothing to sell. But I have a freebie that I have given you that you can use so that you will not be left behind, okay? So the storytelling workbook is for only, you will not find this. Go onto my link in my bio. You will not find this on my page. It's nowhere. There's nowhere. Even if you're on my email list, even if you are inside BTC Hub, it's not there. This is just for people who have attended the G.R.O.W conference, okay? So it has unlimited stories. It's free. Unlimited stories generator for brand awareness, connection, and sales. It has all the stories that I've told you now. If you feel like, okay, what shall I write? Come back to this video. I believe the replay will be up on YouTube. It has the type of stories to connect with your audience, the type of stories for brand awareness, the type of stories for sales, traits of a great storyteller, which I've told you, how you can generate stories. And it's a workbook. So you can just use that, print it out if you want, write down all your observations. Let's start with that. Even if you don't start with anything, write down things that you've observed. 5 things that I've observed that are going through with my audience, social issues, so that your brain is, I want your thinking to be structured. Okay? So let your thinking be structured so that you can come out with many ideas. What are 5 economical issues that are going through in my audience's world? Write those down. okay, what are 5 social issues that are going on? Is it mental health? Is it this? What exactly is it? Is it there's an increased anxiety with young people now? There's an increased anxiety with creators. What is it? People are more skeptical. What is it? Write it down. 5 observations, 5 social issues, 5 technological. What are 5 financial issues? They're endless. Financial issues are endless. Write those down, okay? Write everything down. At least if you don't start from anywhere, start with that, okay? So I believe I'm done now. Once again, my name is Yai, and you can find me on Process Toolbox on Instagram, okay? You can find me on Process Toolbox on Instagram. And I want to thank Lucky. I want to thank you for having me. I want to thank you for trusting that I will deliver value to your audience. So I want to thank you for inviting me. I want to thank the panel as well. I know it takes a lot, to come in, wait for the speaker, and then do your own session afterwards. Everybody has, busy lives going on. So I want to thank the panel as well. The moderator, Adesua, thank you. Thank you, for showing up for Mama. Thank you for that. And also the speakers. So I believe we have 3 more. We have tomorrow, we have Thursday, we have Friday. Victor will be speaking on Friday. So if you don't know Victor's my business partner.
We have Y&V Inc.
Yes, Y&V. So we have BTC Hub, we have Y&V Consultancy, and Victor is my public speaking coach. For you who have followed me, for a while, if you notice that I've been showing a bit much on video, or if you like my speech today, just know that I have a public speaking coach. His name is Victor Okafo. And
yes.
He trained me, and we have a public speaking course inside BTC Hub. I believe he has a public speaking course that will be live on Saturday as well. But I want to thank you guys also for showing up for your businesses and your brands. And I hope you guys will stay till the end of the conference to enjoy everything. Victor will be speaking on public speaking. So make sure you tune in for that. And I'm ready to take on any questions that people may have. I'm ready to take on any questions.
Guys, drop your questions. See the way I'm shaking. Oh my God.
So I'm going to stop sharing so that I can take questions, right? So that it will just be you and me.
Thank you so much, Yai, for doing this today.
Oh, let me read that. He said, you are amazing. Who's Victor? Please.
Amazing.
Who's Victor?
It's Victor that's asking. Don't mind him.
I think Victor was here to observe me because one of my assignments was to speak publicly. So I hope I did a great job. Okay. So Ada said, God bless you. Yeah, thank you so much, Ada. Thank you. And thank you, Charis Love. Thank you. Thank you, Priya. Thank you. Hey. So do you guys have any questions on everything that I have? Thank you, Susan. Thank you. On anything that I've covered here today. I am happy to take your questions. Okay. I want to clone your brain. In fact, I want to clone my own brain because there's so many things I want to do.
Me too. Mama, come on, give me a small part of your brain, please. I need it.
Comfort. Oh, Joe, Tayo, thank you. If I butcher your name, I'm sorry.
Thank you so much. Okay, guys, so this is time for Q&A session. So any questions you might have for Yai during the course of this session, please drop them in the comments. I'm going to highlight your question so Yai can answer them in the next 10 minutes. Please, before we move on to the panel session. So any questions you have? No questions. Wow. Love the song. Love this. Oh my God. Look at my notes. Yeah, Janet. This is really beautiful. Okay. So we have a question here.
Okay.
It's on the screen. And the question is from Bread Weeks. I just hope I don't butcher your name like I said. Bread Weeks. She says, how do you overcome the fear of storytelling, ma'am?
Okay. So, Bread Weeks, tell me what exactly is the fear? Are you fearful of sharing your own personal stories? Are you fearful that people will not connect with your stories? What are you exactly fearful of?
Yeah. I think you should, Bread Weeks, please drop a more detailed question so that you can get
Yeah.
a better answer. That question is very broad. So we have another question from Art Lover. How can I show the journey of a customer who bought my jewelry?
Oh, yes. So I like this because I work with a lot of product-based businesses. How you can share the journey of a customer who bought your jewelry. Remember, I always say a story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Okay. So it started with this customer contacting you, I believe. Okay. And then write down all of these stages. It started with them contacting you, you guys negotiated price, delivery, and all of that. Then you went into your stash, check the ones that you have, you put it inside, a delivery box, you gave it to the dispatch driver, they sent it, then the customer gave you the feedback that they've received it. That's the journey, okay? So if you're going to show this journey, I will start with, maybe send a customer order with me as the title, and then you can now tell the story of a customer contacted me. This is the jewelry they liked. And then we negotiated on price, exactly what I've just said. They now went for this, called the dispatch driver, sent it, gave it to them, got it there. What happened in between? When you're telling stories, the things that make it interesting is the conflicts, the little things
Yeah.
that happen in between. The delivery driver not send it on time. What happened? What are the little things in between? Share those, and then at the end, the feedback that the customer gave you, that they've received it. Remember, there has to be an end. Then what's the lesson that
Yeah.
you learned? If the delivery driver didn't send it on time, did you learn that always have backup? If the customer couldn't tell between the prices, or they couldn't differentiate between your products, did you learn that you should do better descriptions? What did you learn that you want your audience to take from that? So that's how I'll share that. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Yai, for that feedback. That was really detailed. My God, thank you so much. So I believe Art Lover has gotten an idea from this. We have another question. Can educational posts involve storytelling?
Absolutely. 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 Every storytelling is just, I don't know why people like to complicate. Storytelling is just something that has a beginning, middle, and end, and there's a plot twist in there somewhere, right? So, educational post, I have a series that I do called If I Were to Launch. I'll consider that storytelling because I'm telling you what I will do if I were to do
Yeah.
something. I'm telling you a story, even though I'm teaching you the story. If I were to launch, it's not for me. I'm not going to launch all of those brands. I believe I've written 20 or so now. I'm not going to launch all of those businesses, but I'm telling you a story of taking you through a journey. I said, if I were to launch this is what I would do. If you notice, I always start with that. Then I'll tell you, this is what I would do, right? This is what I'll do. I'll do this. I'll do this. Then at the end, I'll give you an ending of that. So that's an educational post, but I'm using storytelling to take you through a journey. I'm not launching those. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much,
So,
Yai, for that. We have another one. Do I have
oh,
to be in front of the camera to tell stories?
absolutely not. If you see my brand, do you see me on camera? Today I showed them on camera because of Lucky. Digital Creator Chick is special to me. So I said
Yes,
today
I
I must,
am.
yeah, I have to show up on camera because of her. So that's why I showed up on camera, to just ask people to come and join the conference. You don't have to show up. If I were to launch, it's not me on camera. If you look at my Instagram stories, I take you through a story, but I do it differently. I post my to-do list for the day. Then I take you throughout my day as I accomplish all of the things that are on my list. I'm not mostly there, but I'm taking you through a story. There's a beginning. This is me waking up, doing a to-do list. There's a middle. This is me taking you out through the end. And there's an end. So, if you want to watch my stories, you will see after this session, I'll do an ending and talk about things I've learned from today. And that will be the end. And I always say good night so that everybody knows that the day has ended. Let's go and sleep. Tomorrow we start. Yeah.
Thank you. I think in addition to what Yaya has said, storytelling must not all be this emotional pity party kind of story.
No,
Stories.
sorry. I'm reading. Emanuela said one thing about you. I should
Okay,
come ready with a workbook. That made me laugh.
that's true. That's true. That's really true.
Emanuela, you know me too well. Sorry, go on, Mama.
Yeah. So I was saying storytelling must not be you saying doing pity party things. Pity parts. Oh, I was here before. Now this happened. Oh wait, it must not always be something about bad. Something bad must not always happen before you can tell a story. Like what Yaya has said, she does that on her Instagram story. Sometimes to be from a movie that she's watching. She'll just take you through a journey with that movie.
Exactly.
It's not about something being bad. Oh, the dispatcher did not deliver, and then this one. No, it does not. I think people have a misconception about storytelling when it comes to this part. It has to be about something that is bad, and then something good happened, or it has to be something that led to a good thing, and there has to be a happy ending. See, storytelling must not lead to a happy ending. It might lead to, oh, you're just feeling inspired, or you just shared an idea with us. Sometimes it can even be educational. Like I educate you through a story. So in moving you through a story, like how she has said, starts with her to-do list. From her to-do list, she goes to the movie she's seen. From that movie she's seen, she takes you to something else. She's taking you through a journey. That's what storytelling is. So storytelling is a journey. Just once you start to see storytelling as a journey, you'll be able to do it differently. So everything is not about saying, in the year was 2050. The year was this. In 2019, no, it doesn't have to always be that. Storytelling does not always have to be that. So that's the additional thing I would like to add to that.
I think we have some more questions, Mama.
Yes, we have more questions. So this one say, how do you share stories related to graphic design and social media management?
Okay, so graphic designing, let's start because there's two you've mentioned here, graphic designing and social media management. Just like I've shared today, who are you targeting? The people that need graphic designers, who exactly are you targeting? Is it creators? Is it solopreneurs? Is it big companies? Okay, so you've understood what are those people going through with graphic designing. Like if you use me as an example, I don't like design. I like really pretty things, but I cannot design. Lucky will tell you, Lucky will say, Mama, you don't know how to format. I said, yes, I don't know how to format because I don't know how to design. Design is something that I just wish I knew, but I don't have that skill. So what am I going through? But I like aesthetic things. I like things that are pretty, but I don't know how to design. So what is going on? To me, I feel like in my internal wall, if I show my designs and they're not done properly, it shows that I don't really care about my job, and I deeply care about my job. Right? So these are the things that I'm going through. What are the things that you've observed? Like I've said, what are the things that you've observed that is relating to the people that you are targeting? What are the social issues? I feel some type of thing. I feel like an imposter. What are the financial things? I don't want to pay for, graphic design. Like I cannot pay for it, or I wish I could, but I want to make more sales. So these are the things that you will tell. And also talk about, I wish somebody would talk about the origins of graphic design, like the stories behind graphic designers and the stories behind the designs. I wish somebody would talk about how Netflix will always change their thumbnails. I pay attention to Netflix. Today I wake up, it's one movie. The thumbnail is this. I go past through it. Tomorrow I wake up, they've changed it. It's like they're trying to trick me to watch it. They will not bring somebody else. Like, talk about all of these things. What are the things you observe with graphic designs? What is this new thing with companies now wanting less fonts? I've noticed there's this minimal thing going on. Logos are now simple. Talk about those stories. Those are the things that you can talk about. The same thing with social media management. Who are you targeting? What's happening in their world? What is your experience with that? Share that. That's what I would say.
Oh, thank you very much for that. So we have a lot of questions and we'll just run through them. So the person that was asking about fear of storytelling, she said, I get stuck when I'm telling a story, especially in a situation where I start my story, but I can't seem to be able to end it.
Perfect. This is why I created the workbook. Emanuela said one thing about me, I'll come with a workbook because I know this is the issue. People start the story, they give you a context, but now they don't know what to end. I'll always say start with the ending. Start with the ending. What do you want people to learn from this? If you notice on my speech today, the moral of this story, I've said so many things today, but if you could tell the moral of this story today is that I started with one line. That's the line I started with. My line was, if you do not learn how to tell better stories for your brand, you'll be left behind. That's the moral of the story. So that's all I knew, like that's the moral of the story. So now I use that to start the story, take you through, and then I ended the story with that same line to remind you that this is the moral. So start with the ending, then tell the story. Okay, that's how you can solve with that braids by Mitch.
Thank you. Sometimes while typing my stories, I'm always scared that people won't relate to my story and I eventually give up. I think okay, yeah. Do you have something to say? How can I deal with that?
Yes. So not everyone will relate to the story, and that's okay. When I started my page, if you go down, you will see I was telling
Exactly.
stories about Martin Luther King scandal. If you go down on my page, you will see it has 5 likes. I left it there for proof. People could not relate then. What did I mean, Martin Luther King's to-do list or this and that? People could not relate then. But I kept telling different stories until I found the ones that people can relate with. I noticed that if I talk about movies, that's it. People will, send me messages, do this and that. I said, okay, let me stick to movies and shows. Like, tell more of it, and then you will find that one. Just tell yourself you're experimenting. Don't worry about it. So, yeah.
Yeah. And then another thing, your story is not for everybody. That's one
Yeah.
thing you should also know. It's not for everybody. Share it for the people who need it.
Yes.
Can I use text to tell the stories rather than videos? I think that answer is yes. You
Yeah,
can use
I
any
answered
format.
that. I said yes, you can use
Yeah.
educational text and all of that. As long as it has a beginning, middle, and end, and there's a plot twist somewhere, it's a story. It doesn't have to be video. Yeah.
Someone says, how do I share my experience through videos as a natural hair content creator?
Okay. So, Tunmis, I hope I've said that right. Natural content hair creator. Remember, I always say it's not about you, it's about your audience, right? But if you can't talk about your audience and you want to share about you, take us through the journey. So an example can be, what are you doing with your hair today? Come with me as I moisturize my natural hair today. Start with that. Take us through, set the scene. You know how in movies they always set the scene, then we see something is about to happen. You've got your natural hair products, I imagine, in here, your conditioner, you set the scene, you tell us, come, moisturize my hair with me. That's the beginning of the story. Now you take us through what's happening. When you did it, did you forget to put something here? What did you do? What's happening in there? At the end, what did you learn? On that particular day of you moisturizing your hair, what did you learn? And what do you want your audience to take from it? That's a story. Yeah.
Thank you very much for that. The final question, let's take this final question. Can you recommend 3 top storytelling books?
Yes. So I would recommend books, but I'll also recommend something else. So the first book would be Sell with a Story by Paul Smith. Sell with a Story. The second book will be Story Brand by Donald Miller. So Sell with a Story by Paul Smith, Story Brand by Donald Miller. Then the third thing wouldn't be a book. It would be a masterclass by myself and Victor, and it's called Business Storytelling Masterclass. That's what I would recommend.
All right, amazing. Thank you very much for that. We still have lots of questions here, but most of the questions are the same thing. Like they're just saying, how can I tell stories?
Do we have enough time for me to read through
We just
them?
have 1 more minute. It's just the same questions. Okay. How can I tell story for my brand, for my soap brand, for my shoe brand, for my...
So get the workbook and learn from that. Thank you, guys. So we have gone through the minutes. We want the panel to come in. Bye.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Show Yai love. Thank you, Yai. Everybody, thank you for coming to today's session. I learned a lot. I learned so much. Thank you, Yai. Thank you so much for that amazing session. It was really eye-opening. I appreciate you so much. So our panelists are now in the house. So in the next 1 minute, I am going to bring them up. In the next 1 minute, we're going to bring up our panelists, okay? So get ready, everybody, while we bring up the panelists.
What happens when Instagram meets LinkedIn, meets WhatsApp, meets Telegram, meets Twitter, meets YouTube, meets Substack, meets every course platform out there? You get the Brands That Connect Hub. It's a community of tech brands, freelancers, digital creators, business owners, and marketers who want to maximize their budgets, turn their customers into loyalists, and their staff into ambassadors. Here's the difference between each plan. in the BTC Hub. Tech Brands Plan is for founders who want to attract users, customers, clients, and investors. And these people want to build a brand that connects with the core of all the stakeholders that they are trying to attract. For the Small Business Plan, it's one that is tailored towards people who have a product business and want to maximize their budgets, turn their customers to loyalists and their staff to ambassadors. On the other hand, the Marketers or the Storytellers Plan is designed for digital creators, service providers, coaches, consultants, storytelling enthusiasts, marketing and branding personnel who want to build compelling brands that truly resonate with their audience. So if you want to try this out for free today, you can see a link on your screen.
Welcome back, everybody. So before I bring on our moderator for the panel session, please do not forget Yai's freebie. If you want to get the Yai freebie, all right, you have to join the Telegram community. That's the freebie is already there. Okay, so check the comments now. You're going to see there. You're going to see the link to the Telegram. Join the Telegram, and that's where you see the freebie. But if you don't need the freebie, you can decide not to join the Telegram. We're not sending this via email, so sorry about that. So let's bring up our moderator, Adesua. Hi, Adesua. Good evening.
Hello.
How are
Hi.
you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm very excited to be here.
Me too. Me too. Welcome. So over to you. I'll leave you to take over the panel session and while I bring up the panelists to the stage.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello, everybody. How are you doing? I was backstage and I was listening to Yai. It was so enlightening. Thank you, Yai.
We can't hear you, Adesua. We can't hear you. Okay, so I don't know. I think she's having connectivity issues. So while we wait for that, welcome everybody. Hi, Kafayat. Good evening, ma. Good evening.
Hi.
Ajiri. Yes. Your name. I don't know why it doesn't stay in my head. Good evening, Ajiri. First time, mama. Hey. She be my hype woman. This woman will hype you. This woman will hype you. This woman will hype you. How are you guys doing today? How are you guys doing?
I'm fine. Okay, fine.
Amazing, amazing. So we're
I'm
going
doing
to
very
start.
well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're going to start the panel session now. So guys, in the comments, please type ready, ready, ready if you are ready for the panel session. Type ready, ready, ready in the comments if you are ready for the panel session. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So I'm going to hand over to Adesua. I think she's back. While I think our network is still okay. So let's start the panel session. So welcome everyone to today's panel session on communicating value, overcoming misconceptions, and establishing trust, insights from diverse industries. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? We have our distinguished panelists here in the house today. Hey, we have Ajiri at the media paddy. We have Kafayat, notes and shades. We have Dayo, first time mamas in the house. And I can't wait to hear each and every one of these amazing people share their story with us and their journey in this panel session. So I'm going to give each and every one of us 1 minute to, introduce ourselves. Who are you? What do you do? So we are going to start with first time mamas, Dayo. So tell us a little about you, and then we'll go to Ajiri, and then we'll go to Kafayat. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Hello, my fellow panelists. So my name is Adewebi. In case you want to write that down, you can write it. So my name is Adewebi. I'm a biomedical scientist. I'm a newborn expert. I'm a postnatal prenatal counselor, and I'm the founder of only me, and I'm the founder of First Time Mama. So what I do basically is that I thoroughly, adequately equip pregnant women, to be able to navigate the fourth trimester with ease so that they don't see shege. Because once you born like this, that's also shege is that fourth trimester is full of shege. Suffering is so tough. But a lot of times it's because preggies do not actually prepare to conquer the fourth trimester. So that's what I do basically. I just hold them by the hands. I thoroughly and adequately equip them to be able to navigate the fourth trimester with ease without struggling for survival. So that's what I do
Thank
basically.
you very
So
much,
if you are
Dayo.
pregnant here or you are going to be pregnant soon, gone me.
We're so happy to have you here. Ajiri, you're
Thank
next.
you.
Good
Thank
to have
you.
you.
All right. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, just kindly confirm.
Yes,
Can
we
you hear
can
me,
hear you
Elohor?
loud and clear. Yes, loud and clear.
All right. So, hi everyone. Hi everyone. It's a pleasure being here. My name is Ajiri Okoribe, and I'm the lead creator for the Media Paddy, the Media Paddy PADI on Instagram. And what I basically do is it's a social media agency, and what I and my team basically do is we help brands communicate the value they have to offer to their target audience. We help them grow their online presence and also automate their marketing processes. Right? We do this by providing and providing marketing strategies for them and ensuring that every business owner gets a chance, an opportunity to, progress in terms of their marketing. And we ensure that, anyone who comes on board with us has the fair chance of thriving online. And I think that is
Ah,
something that a lot of businesses
hey,
needs.
Yeah.
So that is basically
what is our
that is
panelist
basically
today?
what so that is basically what I do in a nutshell, right? So we do this via social media marketing,
Ah,
advertising, social SEO, and so on and so forth. But that's it.
Ajiri,
Thank you
this
so
this
much
is
for
not
having
a
me on board.
nutshell, oh. In a
No
very
way.
full
No.
shell. Shell is not not. Good to have you
All
here. Good to
right.
have you here. So
Thank you
amazing.
so much.
Kafayat, over to you. Kafayat, can you hear me?
Good evening, everyone.
Hi, good
My
evening.
name is Kifayah. Yes, I am a data entry specialist and I help small business owners with various bookkeeping services. I have courses for those who want to do bookkeeping themselves, and I also help business owners who are busy run their bookkeeping. And I also help business owners who are confused about their pricing. I help them fix prices that are profitable for their brand. Thank you.
Ah, that was the shortest, but yeah, very good to have you here. But everybody here is on fire. Ah, God, I beg you. Shame me, I will not go and review my bio. Bye. Ah, oh, okay. Welcome our distinguished panelists. So we are going to start the panel session. I will start with Ajiri, the media paddy, right? Our lady on red lipstick. That's our media paddy. All right. So Ajiri, as a digital marketing strategist, what do you find most frustrating when encountering clients who lack understanding of how to invest in marketing, or those who expect instant magical results?
Okay, so for me, I find that really frustrating. And if you are in the social media marketing space, you would know that this is a very problem that social media marketers face, or anyone who's helping other businesses, thrive online. For me, the approach I use is I use the education approach. Right, every time clients come on board, the first thing I tell myself is I'm not going to assume that this person know the full scope of what they really want, or I will not assume that this person understand the nitty gritties, right? Hello, I will not assume that this person understand the nitty gritties is educate them, right? I educate them, I educate them and tell them the timelines, right? I ask them, okay, based on what you want to achieve on social media, online, this is the timeline it will take. I will ask them specific questions and I just go ahead to educate them. And most times when I educate this client or when I educate these people, they are like they never saw it that way. you now realize that a lot of people actually just lack education. So it's not really their fault that they want magical results. It is that the information out there by other creators, right? The information out there by other creators, they make it look as if, it's marketing online is a quick thing, right? Especially if a business owner following like an influencer, you see their numbers, you see comments, and you just want that for yourself, and then you think that, oh, this is how it is for every niche. So educating them is the way to go. That is how
Wow,
I deal with people like that.
that's really amazing. But how about like encountering people that have made up their mind? Like, see, this is what I want. All this one you are saying so is your own. It is possible. Don't tell me that it's not possible, right? So, do you
Well,
choose to decline those clients who don't align with your marketing philosophies?
definitely. I do decline. If I try as much as possible to give them a fair chance by educating, because then again, I'm a business person and I should anticipate that people will have their own mindset, their own ideologies. Now, if I'm not able to do that, I do turn them down because that would affect me as a brand, as a brand or as a business owner. Because if I go ahead to promise false expectations, or if I go ahead with what and take on those tasks or take on those jobs, it's going to affect my brand. So I think that's something people need to learn. It's okay to say no to clients because
Yeah,
some
it's okay
some
to say no.
some gigs are not. So trust me, some gigs are some gigs are not worth it, right? So it's okay to say no to some clients.
Wow,
You
thank you
can't help
very much.
everyone.
So, guys, it's okay to say no to clients. Please don't look at the money and go and kill yourself. Ah, thank you very much, Ajiri. We'll come back to you. But before that, I have
Thank you
let's go to
very much.
Kafayat. So, Kafayat, as a bookkeeping expert, the importance of your work in every business cannot be overemphasized. However, many people still hold the belief that bookkeeping primarily involves writing and documenting sales, overlooking its broader scope. So how do you ensure that people recognize the need for for the comprehensive service you offer to their businesses, right? So, what strategies do you employ to educate these people about the diverse benefits and value of effective bookkeeping?
Okay, thank you. The first thing I do is to educate them from my content, right? How to do bookkeeping right. Because I know so many business owners feel like they can do bookkeeping, but they don't know that they are doing it they're actually doing it the wrong way, right? So for my content, I try to break myths. I try to answer questions that people have asked me, just to bring in more clarity. Then I also try to, when people come to me in the DM, right, and they let me know how they do their bookkeeping before, or probably they want to ask me for their advice on how they can do their bookkeeping. I first off let them know, like from what they tell me, I know what they are doing wrong. I try to figure out what they are doing wrong, and then I prefer a solution. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so and
Yes,
then
we
I
can hear
prefer
you.
a solution that I know that will be the right way for them, right? So for instance, a business owner who runs a retail store might come to say that she tells her sales girl to write their sales records, their expenses and the likes in a book. So there are many flaws to this because the records could be
Your network is freezing. Kafayat, are you here? Okay, okay. So while she's trying to, I don't know, her network is freezing. So while we are waiting for her to get back, we're going to move to Dayo. Dayo, welcome back. So
Thank you.
as a founder of, okay, I think she's back. Hi, Kafayat. We lost you at a point. Can you hear me?
I think it's my network.
Yes.
Yes, I
Yeah,
can
you
hear
can go
you.
on. You can go. We understand. We are all in
Okay,
Nigeria
so I
together.
was saying that that kind of business owners will actually be losing a lot of money to the sales to the receptionist or the sales girl. to the sales rep. So there are a lot of things that business owners are doing wrong. I educate them for my content. I educate them when they come to me personally too. And I also try to break myth. Like some people believe that manual bookkeeping is better. They don't want to embrace technology tools, which will even make bookkeeping a lot more easier for them. But they still prefer to write it in a book. And then you have to calculate total sales for the day, total sales for the week, total sales for the month. Normally, as a small business owner, your head is hot already. You already have a lot of things that you are trying to, put in place. Now, trying to think of calculating total sales will be like extra work. So to make bookkeeping a lot easier, it's better they embrace technological tools. So that's it.
Amazing. Thank you very much. So basically, what you do is try to educate them and try to enlighten them with the benefits of this thing in their business, right? Instead of just educating like, oh, this is what you
Okay.
can do with this thing. You also try to open their eyes to see the possibilities. So I think that's a really good thing for a
Yeah.
niche that people has not really embraced like that. So if you're here and you feel like you are in a niche that people have not really embraced, I think that's a very good strategy to do. Try to educate people and try to see how you can show them what is possible with whatever thing you're doing. Thank you very much, Kafayat, for sharing that. So over to you, Mrs.
Yeah.
Dayo.
Let
So
Yeah.
as the founder of First Time Mamas Hub, a platform focused on helping first time moms navigate motherhood, what motivated you to initiate this movement? And also, it's a two-in-one question. What motivated you to initiate this movement? Because I believe it's a movement. And then number two, how were you able to effectively communicate your vision and sell this idea to moms, gaining their trust in your brand and fostering a willingness for them to work with you? Because I believe it's also a sensitive thing. So how are you able to gain their trust? But what first of all motivated this movement?
Okay,
Thank you.
so thank you very much for that question. So I like to be truthful here. If I come here and say, oh, aspire to acquire, I'll just be lying. So there was no, I never saw myself doing this. Like I never saw myself doing this. But I can remember that there was a time in my life where I was just tired of life. I was just tired. And then I'm very spiritual, like I'm very close to God. And I told God, I spoke to him, I'm like, what's happening? Like, I mean, is this how we're going to be continuing this our friendship and our relationship? And then I can never forget. And he said that I'm calling you into the place of leading first time moms out of their cluelessness. That's why if you hear me say anything, you always hear me say cluelessness. And he said, I want you to help first time moms out of their cluelessness. And I was like, how am I even supposed to do that? Because me, personally, I saw shade when I gave birth. Because my focus is on the fourth trimester. And then when I gave birth, I saw shaggy. Like it was a lot for me. I went into severe postpartum depression and all of that. So I was asking God, I'm like, oh, how am I supposed to do this? And then we started that journey together. And he said, I want you to look back. So look back, look back, look back from the beginning, because there was time in my first pregnancy, I had a miscarriage. So look back to the beginning, and then start tracing it back, all the challenges you faced and how you were able to come out of it and all of that. And that is how you're going to start. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. And this is me and the Holy Spirit communicating now because I don't have any, I never for myself, I'm not even a patient person. Like there's chronic in my head. So I don't even feel myself doing this. And I'm like, okay, how do we start? And he said, you start first with an Instagram page. I'm like, okay, so we started. And I started with 0 followers, nobody. And I just started. So every day when I put out content, I just look back. Okay, what happened the first time when I was pregnant? What happened? Oh, these were the challenges I faced, or the solution, and this is how I came up with it. I just document it on my Instagram page. I document it, and I wasn't even familiar with Instagram, so I didn't know how it worked and all of that. So I just started learning gradually, and that's how first time I started. And because I was very clear, the whole thing, I want you to take them out of their cluelessness. So when I started, and then I started talking to moms, and then I realized it's as if I was talking to myself. Everything that I went through, they will come to me and say, oh, this I'm going through, this I'm going through. I'm like, okay, no. Like, this thing was happening to everyone. That's how we started. And then, of course, how we do social media, you comment on the pages where you have your target audience, and people started coming to my page, they say, oh, educative content, blah, blah, blah. And that's how I started. So I'll be lying if I say this motivated me. It was God that called me to do it. I found it very boring. It's a lot of work. So that one aside. Now, the second question said, how do I get
How
people
did
to
you
work with me,
build
right?
that trust? Where's that noise coming from? Sorry. How do you build that trust?
Okay, so what I do is that first of all, yeah, is already is established. I think it's from my end, and I'm so sorry because I have a toddler here. I had to give up. I had to prep her first. So yeah, so what I do is that, like, fourth trimester, my focus is fourth trimester, navigating the fourth trimester with ease. I don't really put my hand in pregnancy, labor, delivery, and all of that. My focus is fourth trimester. That is the time after you have welcomed your baby. So fourth trimester is a lot of shaking, it's a lot. So what do I do? How do I get people to trust me? I just bring evidence. I say, see, I bring evidence. I just show them, see what people are
Bring
going through, see what people
receipts.
are going through. Yes, I just bring it's everywhere online. It's as if nobody even talks about the good part of fourth trimester. Even people that are not pregnant, they are not moms. If there's anything you read about the fourth trimester, now so wahala problem. I just bring all the problem. I have plenty. I bring. I show. I say, do you want to be struggling with jaundice? Do you want to be struggling with cradle cow? Do you want to be struggling with postpartum depression? And then you don't know what to do. Do you want to be struggling with omugo? Is this what you want to? Is this what you have to? Is this what you want to go through after going through 9 months? After going through 9 months of stress, 9 months of labor and delivery, you don't want to rest. You don't want to stretch your leg and cross your leg. Like that's what I do. I don't, and then I also tell my story. I always tell, I think I suffered for a reason. Like, and I say, see what I went through. Jordan showed me shaky. I had issues, they had issues, and people like, oh really? Oh, that's what happened. And again, online, everybody's talking about the problem, nobody's talking about the solution. So that's what gives me an edge. So when I tell them that this is it, this is what happened, I tell that this is what you can do. I can help you achieve this. I can help you this. I can help you this. And that's how I get my trust. Some people will say, oh, I don't know, make this work. I said, no problem. I will not give you, I won't say, oh, I'm going to give you a discount or this. I just tell you, let us start this program. At the end of the day, if you feel that you have done everything I told you to do and you don't get results, come back, let us have a discussion, and then I will refund you. And that's what I always say. And
Wow.
I mean it.
Wow.
And then
Wow.
they come
Wow.
back and they come back
That's
again with your money.
audacious.
So yeah. So that's it
Wow, that's
basically.
that's really amazing. Thank you very much for that story. So your story basically started from a conviction you got from God. But I believe that that conviction was bettered through your own experiences. Because if you had not really experienced it before, you may not be able to even know how to help people, right? So that's also to bring you to people who feel like, oh, I need to have a degree or I need to go and learn this thing before I can start helping people. You don't necessarily have to have a formal education before you can start helping people get results in specific things. It can come from an experience that you've had that you've been able to overcome. The goal there is have results, right? And then for her to be able to build trust, she started like how will I put hammering on those things that are the problems, hammering on the problems, and not just hammering on the problem. She started providing solution. It's one thing where you're telling somebody that, oh, if you remain inside this house for 5 days, you are going to, yeah, and there's no water. Let's say, for example, the house is locked. Okay, if you remain inside this house for 5 days, right, you're not going to see food to eat. You're just telling the person every day, you're not going to see food to eat if you remain inside this house for 5 days. See, if you keep it will become like noise to the person, and the person will just shut off. It's like the person will just shut you out of them. So every time you're just coming against it, you're coming to say, if you remain inside this house for 5 days, I will not see food to eat. But when you not tell them, if you remain inside this house for 5 days, I will not see food to eat. But this is what you can do. In order for you to make sure that even while you remain inside this house, you'll be able to see food to eat. I'll be interested, like, me, I don't want to go outside though. Oh yeah, tell me. I want to know. Instead of when you are just trying to hammer me and tell me my problem, but you're not telling me the solution. And that's how, like what Dayo has said, that's how she's been able to cut through all of those noises and differentiate herself. Thank you very much for that response. We'll come back to Ajiri. The network today is bad, but Holy Spirit, Jesus, help us. God will help us today. It's rained, so the network is really, 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 really something else. So, Ajiri, thank you very much, Dayo, for that wonderful feedback. So, Ajiri, the next question I have for you is: have you ever faced situations where client didn't achieve the outcome they expected due to impatience or maybe lack of willingness to see marketing strategies till the end, or due to other reasons? How did you manage such instances, and how do you maintain strong relationship with your clients?
All right, so this is such an important question. Thank you very much for asking, because a lot of times we creators, or a lot of creators out there, they talk about their success stories and nobody's talking about their failed project as well. A failed project depends on a lot of number of factors. It could be your fault or the client's fault. So I'm just going to start by sharing my own experience with a particular client, right? So this client came on board. Hello, can you hear me? If you can hear me, kindly confirm. I think the
We can
network is
hear you. Can
glitching a
hear you.
bit.
Go. If I cannot hear you, I'll let you know.
Okay,
I can hear you.
okay. All right, so these clients came on board and they wanted to reach a particular audience online. So we came on board with them, right, and we provided all the necessary strategies in place. But as time went on, the more they kept on, the more we kept on working together, I realized that all of the strategies that we put in place to implement, they were not meeting up from their own end. And that's one thing I tell people when it comes to marketing, especially if you're a service provider. It's a two-way thing, you and the client. The client has to be ready to put in the work. You also need to put in the work as an expert. So when the client is not meeting up from their own end and they are holding up the whole marketing plan, the whole strategy plan, it can be an issue. It can definitely affect results. So what did I do? When I saw this particular brand, they dealt with delivering grocery foods directly to the houses of people. So what did I do? When I saw that they are not actually doing the end of it, I sent them a message. I told them that as much as I enjoy being paid, right, I enjoy the fact that you do not see anything wrong with for my own part. I don't think I can continue this service, right? Because the more you keep holding back on what you need to do, the more it's affecting my results. And do not forget that your client's results are automatically your results. I couldn't bear the fact that I came on board to achieve XYZ and it was going different direction. So I told them that I would I would only take the back seat until they are ready. And guess what? The fact that this client, note that these clients, they were not complaining, they were not having issues with me. It was me. I know what I came on board for. I saw that because of what they were doing, we're not achieving the result. After I took a step back, guess what? The respect they had for me went up, right? They after a 1 month period, we went back and put their house in order. They went back to put things together, and they came back and they said something that they respect me for being able to be sincere with them, to tell them upfront that okay, this is it, this is failing, and I cannot be a part of this. So what am I saying? When you see that a tax or a project is not going on, don't think about money. Think about your reputation. Think about your brand perception. Think about the fact that the result that you are going to be getting is automatically yours, right? So don't be so money conscious that you forget that you are on board to deliver results. My clients' KPIs matter to me. That is what I always say. So that's it. If I see that the project is not going, I take a step back until everything is in place. Your question.
Muted. Amazing take. My client's KPI is also mine, right? I really love that. But there are some clients that are actually very difficult to work with. Like you take a step back, you tell them this thing, they'll
Mm-hmm.
say, yes, I'm ready. And then you keep chasing them. It doesn't get to a point where you just let them go. Because honestly, for me, I've had several clients like that where I will chase and chase and chase, and it just looks like I am forcing you to come and get results. So I just let them go. For me, you know,
Yes,
have
yes,
you
yes.
experienced those kind of clients? What do you do? Do you keep chasing, or at the point you just have to let go?
Okay. So hello.
We can hear you loud
So
and clear.
yeah. So yeah. When a client become difficult, right? Uh, Sorry, I think the network is
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Can you come again? The network, Okay, I didn't get the question. Could you come again, please?
I'm saying that what if it's in a situation where you've told the client that, oh, this is the problem, this is why we are not getting results, right? And they are still adamant, they did not make any changes or any efforts. What do you do?
So you let them go. Like I said, that's just it. You let them go because the truth is, when I get a client, because this reviews, right? This is the way I see it, Elohor. I see it like this: that if I'm able to do a good job for this client, I can boldly put the testimonial and say, "This is what I did for this client." Right? This is part of my this is part of my testimonial. This is a marketing material for me, right? So when I see that, oh, the client is being difficult, I just let them go because why? You are taking up space, you are taking my time, and the time I'm using to chase a client that does not want to put it to work, I can go and chase 10,000 clients that are ready to, that are willing to put into work. So that's it. Let them go. Let them go. Right?
That will bring me to my third
So
question.
that's
Do
it.
you vet clients before you hire them? Because as clients are hiring you, you're also hiring clients. I think that's how it's supposed to be. So do you vet clients before you hire them?
Yes, yes. I think if I get you correctly, you said, do I vet clients before? Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
when my client is coming on board, there's something called an onboarding session, right? I get to interact with them. I get to ask them specific questions. So during that onboarding session, they are the one doing they're the one mostly talking about their challenges and X and X, and then I come in and diagnose, like I like to see it as a situation where you are an expert and you are giving a diagnosis of the situation, right? So you tell them, okay, based on what you just shared, this is the challenge. So yes, I vet them during that period when they are talking. Just let them talk. The more they talk, the more I'm taking down notes, and I'm internally asking myself if this client is ideal for me. So
Yeah.
yes, if you want to take, in order to avoid surprises, I think you should have a system that your clients
Vet-
will go through before bringing them into your space, right? It is very, very important. So you can do that either by onboarding them, or you can do that by telling them to go fill a form where you ask specific questions. Ensure you're asking the specific questions that will help you make a decision. So that is it.
Thank
You
you.
always go through a
Especially
system.
if you are doing if the work you are doing requires you to work with client for a long period, 1 week, 2 weeks, you need to do that vetting. But if it's just something you can just do one day, you deliver 2 days, you don't necessarily just like maybe graphic design, for example. You don't necessarily have to vet client, just give them what they want. Like, well, if you are going to be working with them, like social media management, coaching, all of those things, guy, you need to vet the people that you work with, right? So thank you very much, Ajiri, for that. So Kafayat, have you ever had any situation where you worked for a client and they felt like they didn't get what they expected? How did you handle such? Oh, Kafayat is gone. So let's work with Dayo. Let me ask Dayo our next question. Why Kafayat is trying to join back, right? So Dayo, okay, I think Kafayat is back. Kafayat, welcome back. So the question I asked before was, can you hear me?
Thank you.
So I asked that,
Yes, I can.
have you have you had any situation where you worked for a client and they felt like they didn't get what they expected? How did you handle such situation? So more like after doing that, say, "Ah, so this is what I paid for. So this is how the bookkeeping thing that you're talking about. This thing that you just did now, and they don't feel satisfied. Like, oh, so these are all the things you've been saying since just this thing. So how do you handle such situation? Have you ever had such clients as well?
Actually, I've never had such clients because nobody will think bookkeeping is simple. Yeah, if it's easy, say from now. So
All
bookkeeping
right.
is not easy. It's not easy. It deals with a lot of calculations, and when I'm doing it, sef, my head is hot. So, and there's always a lot of back and forth when I'm doing bookkeeping for a client. So they know it's not easy. I'm always asking questions. I'm always checking
Are you here, Kafaya? We've lost her again. The network today is not nice. All right, so we're going to go to Dayo. So Dayo, have you encountered any resistance from moms who initially felt insecure about seeking support and guidance? How did you address this concern, and what changes have occurred since then?
Well, I most times I don't get resistance. Once I've taken that, I've taken that enlightenment and education out of the way, what I now get is I now get moms who are now willing to put in the work. So most times I don't get resistance. The only time I get it, sometimes they say, "Oh, will I get results?" I'm like, are you ready to put in the work? If you're ready to implement, if you implement everything I'm going to teach you, and then you don't get results, come back, let's talk about it, and I'll refund you. So most times, because I've taken the education and enlightenment out of the way, most times I don't get resistance. Very, very, very rarely. Very rarely.
Oh wow, wow, wow. That's really good. Thank you very much for that. I believe that why this resistance is not coming is because you've done the hard work of trying to make sure that you educate your audience really well, right? And then they don't get to have
Yes,
this
yes.
resistance. Kafayat, we can't
And
see
and
you
and,
on
and
the
again, it's show for me. Yes.
yeah. Oh yeah, thank you very much for that feedback. So before we wrap up the panel, so this panel session has been very insightful and interesting, by the way. So Ajiri, do you have any final words you'd like to tell those that are watching, service providers, people who are into digital marketing, all of these amazing people watching this session today?
Yes, so I would tell them what I would want to tell myself when I was starting out. And I would say, stop looking at what is happening around you. Stop stalking your competitors, quote and unquote. Stop making other people's results, stop you from putting yourself out there. Don't be so overwhelmed about other people's results, right? So you just start out and be consistent. And I really do believe that consistency is key, right? And try to define what success means to you, right? Always try to define what success means to you, because I see a lot of service providers, they are just comparing, and these are people that are equally doing good in their own space based on where they are, right? So I really think that defining what success means to you would, help you go a long way, and then know what you want to achieve, right? Know what you want to achieve with your business. I think that would be it, right? Do not compare. Know what success means to you, and know your goals. Stay consistent. That would be my final words. Thank you so much, Elohor.
Amazing. Thank you very much for that. Thank you so much for that, Jiri. So it's good to look at people to say, oh, this is what this person is doing. No. But now
Yeah,
comparing
yeah,
yourself to those people should not be something that you should be big on. Because when you start comparing, like imagine you comparing yourself to me, you don't know the sacrifices I've had to make to be doing what I'm doing today. Or you don't know
yeah,
the sacrifice I have to make to be here that I am right now, right? You don't know the sacrifice Ajiri has had to make. You do not know, or if you compare the years, you don't know how many years I've been doing this. You know, they say everybody has 24 hours in a day. Some people now, there's a new ideology that says everybody does not have 24 hours in a day. Because some people could afford the luxury of paying people to do most of the things for them, and they just do less things, and they now kind of have more time in the 24 hours. So now you imagine comparing yourself to someone who has the luxury to pay people to do stuff for them, to you who have to do everything yourself within that same 24 hours. It's not fair on yourself. So don't do that to yourself. Right? Don't do that to yourself. Don't put yourself in a position where you have to start comparing yourself with people, right? So just focus on your journey, be consistent with it, and learn. And you're already in the Grow conference. That's one step to learning, and then implementation is the next thing. Thank you very much for that last words, final words, or sent forth words for the session, Ajiri. Kafayat, so what final words would you like to tell people, business owners, when it comes to their bookkeeping, and also as well as when it comes to running their businesses?
Okay, first off, I would like to urge business owners to please take your bookkeeping seriously. They say the numbers speak to you. When you do your bookkeeping, you're going to be opened to a lot of things that you don't know before. Let me quickly cite an example. I did bookkeeping for a client around last year. She makes millions in sales, but at the end of the month, when we did the profit or loss statement, she was making like just briefly over 100,000 naira in profit. So they say the
Wow.
number speaks to you. When you put in effort to do this book picking, you know what's happening in your business, right? You would think you're making a lot of money, but my dear, you might not be making anything. And then it will be very hard for you to grow and scale the business. And again, the second thing is, please, small business owners should not think they can do bookkeeping themselves. They should try to learn how to do it the right way. There are so many mistakes that you might be making, And one common mistake is you jam packing sales for like 2 to 3 months into 1 month. This happens to service-based businesses where your clients pay you for 3 months together. So those kind of revenue is supposed to be divided into monthly revenue and not put it together into. So there are so many mistakes like that out there. So just those two things, please, and take your bookkeeping serious and learn to do it the right way. Don't think you can do it on your own. Thank you very much.
I really appreciate that, Kafaya. Thank you so much. But that story of somebody making millions and after they did their bookkeeping, they realized that they're making just a little over hundreds in profits is really shocking because how will you be making millions and just making a little over 100K in profits? That's loss. But thank God that they've realized that and be able to at least so bookkeeping
Yeah.
help you identify those loopholes really fast and easily makes them really clear. And that is why everybody needs to do bookkeeping. It doesn't matter the kind of business you are
Yeah.
running. All right. I need to learn about bookkeeping, learn how to do it. If you don't know how to do it, ask for help. And Kafayat is one person that can help you do that. Thank you very much for that feedback, Kafayat. So Dayo, what final note do you have for business owners, even for moms, people who are expecting moms. There are also moms here as well, but also for businesses. What advice do you have for these two people before we wrap up this session?
Okay. First of all, for business owners, I would say that whatever it is that you choose to do, please be damn good at it. What just make sure that you are putting excellence at the forefront. All the way since we started this, conference, a lot of people have been saying in the comment section, oh, they find marketing hard and everything. See, if you are putting out great, if you know that what it is that you're selling to people is excellent, like you have done your own job, it will be very easy for you to sell. So just make sure that you are damn good. Whatever it is you say you want to do, just ensure that you are damn good at it. That way you find it very easy to sell to people. You find it very easy to be able to communicate what it is that you want to offer people. Days that I don't sell, I feel bad because I feel that I've ripped people off. I feel that, oh, there's this great thing I want to give to you, and then I couldn't really come to market it. So just make sure that whatever it is you are doing, make sure that you are excellent at it. And I also want to say that as business owners, whatever it is that you want to do, just ask yourself, okay, what is it that I want to achieve? For example, if you're a fashion designer, I say, okay, I just want to ensure that I I create clean, crisp, beautiful designs. Yeah. Make sure that whenever you're marketing, make sure that that is what you're saying every time. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Just make sure that you're saying it in different ways. You're saying it creatively, but in different ways. So, and make sure that whenever your client comes, make sure that that is what you deliver. Clean, crisp, beautiful designs. Whether you're a service provider or you're a product-based business, if you're able to run your business like that, you find it very easy to be able to run your business successfully. So sit down and tell yourself, what is it I want to do? This is it. Then get your message. Okay, this is what I want to achieve. Me, I want to achieve that new moms do not see shaggy when they give birth. And everything that I am doing in this life is to ensure that after they've given birth, they don't stop postpartum depression, they don't see shaggy and all of that. And that is what I say every day. 1 billion times if I'm marketing my business, that is what I'm saying. I just say it in different ways. And that is where your own work comes in. You now have to know how to tell stories to be able to communicate that value, and all of that. So you're saying the same thing over and over and over again in different creative way. Business owners get tired of repetition. That is how you become successful. So that when somebody wants to come, when somebody is thinking, oh, who can give me a clean, crisp, beautiful design? The only person they are thinking about will be you because you have said it over and over and over and over again. And then the advice for moms, don't make that mistake. That's it. Don't make mistake of starting that new mom phase without adequately preparing yourself for that phase. It's like seeing a trap and tell yourself, okay, I've seen this trap, I like it, I walk into it because you must see shady. Nobody was born with knowing how to take care of newborn, knowing how to take care of yourself after you have given birth. It's something that you learn. It's a skill that you learn. So make sure that you learn that skill before your baby comes. So now that you're pregnant, don't just stretch leg and just be waiting and just be expect that, oh, let baby just come. Ensure that you are learning everything to have a non-traumatic delivery. You are learning everything about newborn care and everything. Just ensure that you prepare
Wow.
yourself before your baby comes. So that's
Wow,
it.
thank you so much. Thank you so much for that wonderful advice, Dayo, Ajiri, and Kafaya. I appreciate you guys. You can find Dayo on Instagram. I put it in the chat as first time mamas. Ajiri is the media paddy and Kafaya is notes and sheets. You can find them on Instagram. Also, if you're watching this, their Instagram handle will be in the comment section of the YouTube replay. so you can click on it and connect with them as well. Thank you so much for being on this panel session. This has been really
Thank you so
insightful. It has
much.
been fun.
Thank you,
I've
everyone.
learned a lot as well.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so
Thank you
much.
for having
Thank you, thank you. I
me.
love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. See you guys
Thank you.
tomorrow. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Bye. Okay, guys. So before we move on to the next thing on the agenda, how was the panel session? How was the panel session? How was the panel session? Well done, intentional Nini. Wow, you're doing really amazing. Well done, well done. Thank you, our class captain. How was the panel session, guys? You guys should tell me. The next thing on the agenda is the raffle draw. Who's ready? Drum rolls. The next thing is a raffle draw. How was the panel session? Let me know in the comment, guys. Hi, Taiwo. Ojo Taiwo is here. So nice to have you here, Taiwo. How's the panel session, guys? It was so interesting, amazing. Thank you, DCC. Yeah, my pleasure. Intentional Nini, what's your Instagram handle? Ah, lady, she said, "Oh, you did good with the choice of panelists. Cause what? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's the plan. That's the plan for the Crow conference. Right? So every session counts. Every session should make an impact. That's why I chose each and every person that I've been bringing so far. So thank you very much for that. Intentional Nini, what's your Instagram handle? Our class captain. All right, so drop that and I'll highlight it on the screen when you are ready. All right. So thank you guys. I'm going to bring up BC now to take over the raffle draw. So hi BC, welcome and over to
Hi,
you.
hi. Good evening, everyone. I hope you all are enjoying the session so far. For me, it's been very good. The panel session was fire. It was on another level. If you ask me. Thank you, Ajiri. Thank you, Kafayat. Thank you, first time mama. We enjoyed it. I'll tell you, for me, I've learned to communicate value and I know how to establish trust now as a freelancer and overcoming misconception. So this is a raffle draw session. I know we all have been waiting for it. So just like I did yesterday, I'm just going to read to us how it works. So in today's raffle draw session, one person will win free access to YAI's lucrative launch roadmap, and another person will win free access to YAI's business storytelling masterclass. So let me tell you about this these gifts we are going to be winning. So LLR, that is lucrative launch roadmap, is a roadmap that shows you different launch content you can use to launch your product or service effectively. While BSM is a masterclass that teaches you storytelling techniques. That means everything we have learned today, we're going to be it's going to be on another level in that course here. So get teach us storytelling techniques to help you build connections with your audience. So here is how to qualify for the raffle draw. Two people are already automatically qualified for the raffle draw from the participation on our social media handle during the promotion of the
And
conference.
yes,
So
intentional Nini too
we
is
have
qualified as the rep.
intentional Nini, our class captain, our class rep today, and digital premier chick. Oh, okay. She's the same person, international Nini. Then we're going to be needing 12 more people to join the raffle draw. And just as usual, the link has been dropped. The link to the form has been dropped on in the comment section. Please guys check it out. Yeah, please check it out. The link has been dropped. So the first 12 people to fill up the form. Please guys, can you see the link? Please let me know if you can see it. Let me know if you can see the link. Yeah, so the first 12 people to fill up will qualify to play. So I think that about we're going to refresh the form so we can all see. Please guys fill up.
Oh, yeah, oh, please fill the
So
feedback
the link is
form.
there,
Thank you
guys. Please check
guys.
it out and
Thank
fill
you,
it
thank
up.
you, thank you.
We all are going to be monitoring the form live to see the first 12 responses. No one has filled though. And this form has been refreshed, please. So the first 13 people, first 12 people rather to fill the form will get qualified to play. Are we feeling? We have 0 responses. Okay, no response yet. So we have 1 response. We have 2 now. Well done, guys. I think we have 10 left. It has been refreshed.
Well done, well done. I'm proud of you guys. We have 5 now. We have 5. We need
Okay,
5.
I'm back.
Welcome back. We have 5 entries. Remain 5. Okay. Amazing responses from you guys. See, one thing you should know as you're writing this response, it encourages me, and it makes me, makes me feel appreciated. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate everybody that's been filling this form. So beyond just the raffle, that's how it makes me. I read all of these feedbacks, and I feel very happy that you guys are learning and getting value from this. So thank you to everyone. We need 4 more people to fill. So even if you don't even get on the raffle draw, I also encourage you to fill the feedback form. Send me your feedbacks in my DMs. I appreciate all of those things. It makes me feel appreciated. Makes me just see that this I'm actually making an impact with all of these things, and it's not a waste. Yeah. So thank you, everybody. We need 4 more. 4 more for the raffle draw. We need 3 more for the raffle draw. We have 7 now. We need 3 more for the raffle draw. Um, we need 2 more for the raffle draw. Mhm. 2 more for the raffle draw. We need 2 more for the raffle draw. So while we are waiting for the raffle draw, let's be filling the wheel so that we'll not stay long. So I'm going to put in the IG people first.
Okay.
So we have Chi, the video maker, we have this person, and then we have our class captain, Intentional Nini. So those are the 3 people we have now. So take the 12 more people. No, it's not 12 people. Wait, oh. So we need
We have one more person. We need
4
one
more
more
people
person.
because it's 12 people we are looking for. No, we need 2 more now. It's 12 people we are looking for. We have 3 here. She,
Oh,
the
okay.
video maker, and
Um,
this person from Instagram. Then Nini, Intentional Nini, that's
what I
3, which
said
is our
about
class captain. So we need 2 more responses. But while we are waiting for the 2 more responses, let's be pasting this in the wheel. Why the 2 more responses is coming in. So we have Esther.
Estelle Fadigo.
Yeah, I've pasted that now. Then we have
Abimbola
Abimbola.
Kintola.
So let's paste Abimbola here.
Then Unique.
And we have Unique.
Nice Inoma.
One second. Then we have Nice Neoma. Neoma. God help
Neoma.
me. All right. Then we have Janet.
Oma. Gibran. Okay.
Okay, then we have Mavis. Please, 2 more feedback. 2 more, please. Then we have Caris Love. Please, 2 more. Please, fill up the form. Fill up the form. Thank you. Then we have
Anthony.
Anthony. And then we have Lerato. Lerato, good evening, ma. Good to have you here. So we have how many people now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What am I even counting? How can it be 12? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I think there's one more person. There's one more person here that made it the 10th person. So we have Kifayah. I don't know why they pronounce this in Kafayat. So we need 2 more persons, guys. Please, 2 more, please, 2 more. We need 2 more. Okay, I think do we have one more now? Let me refresh. Please, we need 2 more responses, guys. Please, thank you. 2 more responses. Oh yeah, oh yeah. If we don't see 2, we can just roll. So let's just count 1 to 5. And if we don't see those 2, we are just going to roll the wheel. What do you think?
What did you say?
Okay. Somebody said I should remove nice. Who is nice? Is it the same? Is it still you? Oh, I think nice is still Nini Naturals. Okay, somebody's intentional Nini said I should remove nice. Are
Nice
you still
Nyoma.
the same person? Please let me know. Is that the same person as intentional Nini? I think yes. I think it's the same person. So yeah, she said yes. Okay. So let me remove her. Let me remove nice. Where is nice? So we need 3 more feedback.
We need 3 more
If we
people.
don't, yes. If we don't get the 3, we are going to roll it like that. How we've seen it. Let me refresh this page. So let's count 1 to 5. And if we don't get those 3, we'll just move on. So let's not sit here and be waiting. So 1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4,
Yeah, please. I was expecting that.
4 quarter. When I was growing up, that's what we used to do. Me and my siblings, if we want to count, we'll still be giving you a chance. 4
Wow,
quarter and
quarter.
half. Going. 5. Going. And
One.
gone. Okay, so that's all. We are ready to roll it. So we should have 13 people here. No, 12 people here. So let's count. 1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have all the 12 people here. So can I roll? Can I roll
Should
the
have
wheel?
some people playing. Okay. Yes, please.
Yes,
Let's
12
spin.
instead of 15. Nobody wants to drop a response again. So let's not keep waiting. Okay, so I can roll the wheel. Spin. My hands are up.
What's that?
Yay! Carries love.
Oh.
Carries love.
Congratulations,
Congrats.
Carousel.
I'm especially happy for you. She has been here since day one, if I'm correct. So congratulations. You have won yourself LL
Congratulations,
Arrows.
Carousel.
Which that LL Arrows launch
So we're removing Kyrie's
cooperative
love
launch
now
roadmap. Yes. So
to
we're going to remove
respin
her
and
and
then
then we'll
spin
spin
again.
again. So Carrie's love is no longer here. Can I spin?
Yes, please.
My hands are up. Oh, I not pick anybody. Oh.
So I'm sure they trust you.
Kifayah. Who is
Kifayah.
Kifayah? Is this Kifayah? Why am I calling this person Kafayah?
Congratulations,
Who is
Kifayah.
Kifayah?
I'm
Is
happy for
Kifayah
you.
different from Kafayat?
No, I think
Congratulations,
Kifayah is.
Kifayah. You won BSM. Congratulations to
Congratulations,
Kifayah. You won
Kifayah. Congratulations.
BSM.
Okay, so can I go ahead?
Yes, please, of course. Over to you.
Okay. So we have your emails from the form, and you are going to get immediate access to the workshop via your email after the conference. That's after this. So congratulations to Kifayah. Congratulations to Kyrie's Love. Please tag us on your social media handle. Let the world know what you want. So well done to everybody that has participated. I'm happy for everybody that has won from the first day to now. Congratulations. And you can play again tomorrow. Yes, please. You can play till day 6. So good night, everyone. See you
Yes, you
tomorrow
can
at
keep playing.
5:30. Bye.
Thank you so much, BC. Thank you. So, guys, congratulations to those who won for the raffle draw. Those people who won in day 1, I've not given them access, and that's because one of them just responded to me today with their details. The second person puts the wrong Instagram handle in the form. So I reached out to them via email to ensure that the email is correct. So I told them to reply the email. So if they reply the email, I will know that the email is correct. If they don't reply, that means it's not correct. So if you Abdul Basit, if you are here, go and check your email. I sent you an email. Go and reply so you get. I don't want to use the email to buy it and then the email is invalid. So yes, Abdul Basit, go and check your email if you know that you dropped the correct email in the form. For people who won yesterday, which is the the Grow Challenge is in October. So you're going to be getting access to that in October. I'll reach out to you guys. Those who won today, I'll reach out to you via email, and you have to respond to the email. I need to be sure that the email is correct. Once I'm sure that it is correct, you will get access to it within 24 to 48 hours. So thank you everybody who has performed in raffle draw. We have day 3 to day 6 left, and you can always play again over and over and over. All right, guys. So today I'm going the bestie assignment. Go and drag your besties. You are not doing your job. Oh. You are leaving your bestie hanging. You're not bringing them here. Today's task is go and drag your bestie, download the stories generator provided by Yai, and go and use that to create different stories that you want to tell. Now, remember on day 1, the assignment that I gave conference bestie is to decide on showing up timeline. So let's say you decide that you want to show up for 30 days, right? You're going to hold yourself accountable. From day 2, I told you guys to clarify your message, clarify your offers, and create all those different things that I told you to pay your values and all those things. Make sure you do them with your besties. And then now, day 3, create your stories and start implementing your 30 days show up challenge, accountability challenge. Start implementing your 30 days accountability challenge with your bestie. You can use if you want us to find you easily, if you want us to know that, oh, you're implementing, you can use the hashtag the Grow Conference 2023. The Grow Conference 2023. You can decide to use that hashtag if you want us to find you easily, to know that, oh, these people are actually doing this thing. No. So you can add that to your hashtags when you are implementing and all of that, so that we can cheer you on, right? The Grow Conference 2023, you can share you on when you use that hashtag to support you guys as you are showing up and doing your thing. So go and drag your besties, go and implement. I gave you those besties for a reason, so that you can implement, because I know it is easy to read something, to learn and say, oh, I'm on fire. What is hard is implementation. And that is something that a lot of businesses, freelancers struggle with. So I'm going to encourage you guys to go and implement, right? So tomorrow we are going to be talking about structure. Our guest speaker, Oyinda Mola, will show us how to build structures and systems for our businesses. It will still enter a little of bookkeeping, how to organize everything, how to hire your teams, how to make sure that you're not all over the place, how to create your standard operating procedures. All of those, she's going to explain them to us, and we'll have a better understanding of how these things work, so that you can start building a business that can stand the test of time. So you can start building a business that outlives even the internet, right? And that will grow beyond you, just you, where you can have teams of people work under you or work with you. That's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about tomorrow. Finally, the generator. Finally, Gary's not have a friend yet. Finally, the story generator is in the Telegram group. So join the Telegram group with the link in the comments. All right. If you cannot find it, just go to your email, any of the email GCC from Grow Conference. Go and check any of those emails and go and join the Telegram group. That's how you will see the story generator provided by AI. I'm not sending it to anybody's emails. Is in the Telegram group, so you have to go there and download it. All right. So, guys, without further ado, I think we've come to the end of the session. I'm really grateful for each and every one of you, and I'll also encourage you guys to fill the feedback form. Don't just say, oh, I did not join the raffle draw, I did not win, I'm not going to fill the feedback form. I really appreciate hearing from you guys. It encourages me as well. In as much as I'm motivating people and encouraging people, I'm also human. I need that encouragement to feel appreciated that what I'm doing is worth the while. So the feedback form link is also in the comments right now. feel it, and also tell me how you feel about the entire this session today and how everything has been going for you. I can't wait to see you guys win beyond the Grow conference. I can't wait to see the amazing things you people are going to be doing outside of the Grow conference. I just cannot wait to see those amazing things, right? So I'll see you guys tomorrow in day 4. So tomorrow is going to be day 4. See you guys tomorrow, and we're going to continue again. Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. Thank you, Nini Intentional. Thank you. Intentional Nini. I don't change them. Nini Intentional, Intentional Nini. Now the same thing. Thank you, guys. Thank you.